Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. That's right, folks. We are live and loud and ready to go. It is a Saturday night special here at the Wrasslin for Life Network. One of my favorite shows, usually each year, is the Crockett Cup tag team brackets. We got some other matches kicked in there. But as always, myself and this pretty face are going to run you through this pay-per-view tonight. It's going to be fun. Saturday nights are always something else. Go tell your friends, strap in, strap on, grab some snacks, put a smile on your face, folks. It's going to be a wild night. Crockett Cup, here we go. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are live. We are live. Like I said, folks, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. Thank you for being here on a Saturday night. We are ready to kick it off. It's going to be a fun one here on the channel. We do have the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance Crockett Cup tonight. Tag teams from all over getting in this one. Should be fun. It's going to be a lot of action. I almost led the feed there, dude. But I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, the man that just won't go home. And this man,
I was going to say, well, speaking of tag teams, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, we've got the bracket aplenty here. We're playing bracket busters here. We've got tag team madness instead of March Madness. We've got, I guess, June Madness right now going on with the tag teams here.
We do. And I mean, like I said, annually, this is usually a really good night of wrestling, or 2 nights of wrestling. We are back tomorrow for part 2, guys. So don't forget, we have that on tap as well. And yeah, night 1, we're kicking it off right away, Nick, wasting no time. There's the beautiful trophy. The Outrunners, I believe, are coming out.
Yes, the Outrunners, aka what the Gun Club could be. Versus I've missed the other team's name. Is it Gimp and Simp? I feel like that might be fitting here.
But right now I have
Match Bandits.
The Match Bandits.
Match, not match. But no, let me double check here, because that's the thing is, well, we've got it seeded all the way out through 1st seed to 24th seed, all the way through and through.
Right.
Now, so
I will admit, Nick, going through the bracket this year, I think back to like last year and some of the names that were involved, and even the previous year, there's a little more unknowns or lesser knowns on this particular card tonight. Doesn't mean the action's going to change or the outcome's going to change, but it's I mean, definitely a different dynamic in NWA right now.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you can thank Billy Corgan for that, but this is 100% of how you start to
BFT, blunt force trauma. And of course, that's Mac.
Yeah, well, Aaron Stevens, aka
Sindow.
Yeah, Damian Mizdow. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is Rodney Mack.
It is Rodney Mack.
It's the sure. Mac militant. I thought you were calling Aaron Stevens Mac. I was like, wait,
no. Rodney Mack is
of the Mac. Return of the Mac.
Now, of course, we had Aaron Stevens retire kind of jokingly several times. Still
here. He's out here looking like a fucking birthday party magician.
Yeah, I don't get how that fits into blunt force trauma.
Velvet suit and the weird gloves and everything. Where's Teddy Long? Out here with it's the Mac militant.
Yeah, like blunt force trauma is being managed by a magician for some reason. Like, what does he pull a dead rabbit out of a hat? What the fuck are we doing here? But we'll take a second to say hello to everybody who's tuning in right now. We see the numbers climbing as we start to talk here. Don't forget, light the chat up. Let us know how you're feeling. What's on your wrestling mind, whether it's NWA or otherwise. And
hello, we're the stream you're looking for. I can see it in your...
Uh-oh. We're already breaking out the Lionel.
Saturday night karaoke out here.
Strap in and strap on. The Lionel's playing.
Accusations.
But ding, 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 we're off. If anybody's watching NWA tonight, watching the Crockett Cup, I want to know your predictions on these matches. I don't know,
Who you
Nick.
taking, sir? Who you taking? You taking Rodney Mack or you taking the Outrunners here?
Shit. The Outrunners have been pretty hot. I'm going to go Outrunners.
Fair enough. I mean, I would love to see Rodney Mack, but that's still just without him with wrestler number 3 mask on and everything.
Right now, I feel like once upon a time, I think originally there was an angle why Rodney ended up in a mask. But what do I know?
Honestly, at this point, when it comes to NWA, who knows? Because what was it? C-Money is saying NWA feels so lost lately. Yes.
Yeah, Billy, give us a show. We'll help you out, bro. We can fix this. You're not too far off.
I don't know. Which would you rather try and fix right now? AEW or the NWA?
Oh, I mean, you just mean on a completely like inter-company basis, not comparing the two, right?
I'm saying if you get handed, the booking pencil here, you're in charge of the booking now. You're head of creative. You're the chief creative officer or whatever Triple H's title is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I want that national product, but I mean, as far as internally, I think AEW is a harder fix.
Oh yeah, I would take NWA because you don't. Corgan might still try and get involved. Granted, I've heard the terrible remarks of, well, if you're not a Tyrus fan, you're not a pro wrestling fan.
Turning people off.
So there's 5 pro wrestling fans right now out there in existence. They're the ones that rule them all because I feel like that's the only people that are still really cheering for Tyrus here. But you don't have your boss that is going to undercut you. You don't have half your performers or your top performers, allegedly, that are also vice presidents in the company.
And I mean, technically, Tyrus's reputation sets him up to be a really fucking ruthless heel. But if people don't want to tune into him, Billy, that becomes a problem. If people don't want to wrestle him, you got a problem. If people are leaving your company, it's a problem.
Tyrus is fine regardless of the reputation. The biggest problem with me with Tyrus is he moves like Andre on the back end of his career in slow motion with concrete fucking boots on. This man, I've seen evolutionary periods. The dinosaurs have came and gone extinct by the time this man can go from one side of the ring to the other.
Pause. No, you're not wrong.
Facts. No accusations. None of this.
Yeah, no, he looks like a bowling ball with a couple spikes slowing him down.
He's Bowser just in slow motion. Like he's fine in the ring. It's just it's days go by the time he can run the ropes here. Right.
C-Money, what up? Mega, what up? How's it going? Mix in the house. How you doing?
What up? I was gonna say, Mick, I'm glad you could use both hands to type on the keyboard tonight and everything.
Lindsay,
you still have a shit profile picture. Lindsay, what up?
Kayla, what up? I'm just gonna click on him and Nick's gonna yell him out.
No, I'm trying. Hassan, what up?
Boston's in the house.
Boston.
Are we defending this title tonight? Because I don't know.
I stand by my point of that is a good heavyweight championship.
End
of discussion.
The belt is on the line. Oh, we're gonna talk about that.
Oh, I thought that's where you're going. I'm sorry. I
love that. Like, listen, you must be a big fan of the show tonight with all the gold strapped on this fucking channel.
I love gold.
I love gold.
Can I paint the cup gold? It's kind of my thing,
If someone out there can superimpose Nick's head onto Gold Member and with that meme or that gold with that caption, I'd be fucking thrilled.
I love gold.
Oh, we got to win. Blunt force trauma. 1, 2, 3. The Outrunners are out.
Really?
Willie Mack. Rodney Mack.
Yeah. So I just got the pinfall right now. My head behind. Refresh.
You're just slight. Yeah, I'm just a touch.
God bless Canada. But anyways.
We're getting an interview.
Big Dog, what up? Put AW, NWA, and ROH together as one company and Sirius up.
Oh, no,
Could you imagine the creative room between Billy Corgan and Tony Khan? I want to be a fucking fly on the wall. So we'll have this gimp, and he'll defend the title in a 20-person battle royal, and that'll come, this 70-year-old manager and he'll win no matter, like, it's just so
and
chaos.
next week on Dynamite, the big giant dildo match. Like, fuck. Like that's where we're going. So no, that's a hodgepodge of dumpster fire calamity altogether.
That's a lot of bad ideas in one room, but Big Dog shut up by the way of I saw this going around Twitter, and I got even mentioned it and everything of, yes, we are not the same person. I know Big Dog.
I know, it's so funny.
We finally made a believer out of this man.
I have seen Big Dog's video. I love fucking around with it, but
we said, come to the treeouts. Come to the treeouts.
Right? It's a cover up. It's a cover up.
It's just it's the bloodline coming in. If I'm starting my own faction, you don't even know it. Of just
right, there you go. There you go.
We thought it before with like JV, and now we got Boston. If I'm just starting, my own.
Yeah, well, then you can have that.
You acknowledge your tribal what?
That yellow pissy belt that we had to stare at last night. Jesus.
You still can't tell me that doesn't look better than
it looks terrible
on Monday Night Raw.
No,
what we get on Monday Night Raw looks like it comes out of a Happy Meal.
Yeah, no, time out.
No.
If anything looks like a fucking Happy Meal,
have it.
You're fucking McNugget, fucking da. No, it's that yellow and red speaks volumes. Makes me want a Big Mac.
It's the same belt that he had before, just with a gold backing. It's
exactly
the same belt in a different colorway, and y'all acting like it's a whole new thing. Oh my god.
Nick's so worked up, he started glitching when he's yelling at me.
Yeah. That's what happens when the AI just gets overloaded there.
Right, you're tweaking out. He is Big Dog after all.
Oh god, but I'd love to come in the house, dude. Well, like I said, we come to the treeouts. Come to the treeouts, like Chris Rock and Longest Hair. Come to the treeouts.
All right,
Chris,
the next match is on tap.
I hope that everybody is doing great too.
Mini Hammerstone.
Nick, I hope you guys are doing great. Yeah. Oh, we've got
Kratos and Odinson.
The Asgardians here. Yeah, Kratos and Odin's son.
Mini Hammerstone. Him, Tyler Bate, and Hammerstone should be in a fucking.
They're the Russian dolls.
Yeah.
It's like a Pokemon. You watch the evolution. I caught a Tyler Bate. It evolved to Odin's son. Evolves to Hammerstone. Super mega evolved form of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan is the manager.
Oh my god, what you gonna do, brother? When the Odin son run wild on you, he's gonna come down with the mighty hammer like Thor.
Right, and here we go. The Cowboys are in the house. Anthony Andrews, your United States Tag Champions.
Hey.
We'll see, folks.
The War Gods. That's their tag team name. There we go. I knew I saw it and I liked it. It's the War Gods of Kratos and Odin's son. They are taking on Brian Brock and Magic Jake Dumas.
Magic Jake Dumas. But no, this should be a good match. I mean, like I said, Odin's son, and why did I just blank on his partner? But they are two big dudes. They're athletic, and they're going up against a couple slobber knockers. So we'll see how this goes.
All right. But so I guess, folks, let me know if I'm glitching out as well as what KJ sees. But Odin's son is chroming out like in Fury Road. What a day! What a lovely day!
Hot as hell. Oos. 95 degrees outside and had to run errands. Dude, can't we just get a happy medium? Why does it got to go from, at least in my country, it goes from like 10 degrees to Celsius. Sorry, folks. Do the conversion. You got Google. To 40 so right away. What?
32 degrees Fahrenheit. You guys just made it above freezing. It stopped snowing there today.
Mm-hmm. But no, it's cooking here. It's cooking in parts of our country right now. Literally forest fires because it got so hot.
Ooh. My situation is a little different, as you know.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more restricted as to where you could go, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that when we get there. Which one are you watching on Monday? What? I'm watching on Fight. I don't know about you.
Right. Now, we will take a prediction on this match, but I mean, based on the last match, Nick, I think this might not be the show for it. But if you are watching, we will take your predictions. Right now, Oda-san is, we're just getting two men bumping into two big beefy boys bumping meat.
Right. And well, it's fitting that this might be where I have to take a technical pause here. But Jordan, what up? Don't ask Boston. I think you want to know why. You're always glitching out, so I guess I am. Here. So I'll take a technical pause for the cause.
Yeah.
And I will be back.
All right, brother.
What you gonna do, brother, when Nickomania runs wild on you?
Well, Nick's gonna go take a little second here, but folks, we're on and rolling. We're into our second match. It should be, we're off to a good start. We got Anthony Andrews and Kratos getting the tag in. So another set of big men about to go at it, folks. Don't ask Boston. I don't think you want to know. Okay, we'll get back there. Johnny Gargano could turn heel. Yeah, Richard, he could, right? Nick could stop saying what. It's not going to happen. Does Billy Corgan still own the NWA? Yes, he does. Well, I have no idea here, but I'm going to go with the Rodeo Boys. No, I'm going to go with the other two dudes. No, actually, we had the tag champs. I'm going to go tag champs. I changed my mind. Let's go. Kratos just laying into Andrews in the corner. But yeah, I'm going to go tag champs on this one. Vitamania running wild. That's not true, though, C-Money. That's never been a thing. Vitamania, chills calmly. In the background, I'm watching John Wayne Murdoch versus Rin Yamashita in the Tournament of Survival. Is that still going on right now? You don't say. Curious. Well, is that happening still? I thought it would be over by now. Yeah, you're right. Trevor Murdoch, Yamashita bleeding all over the place. Let's bring this up. Woohoo. All right, folks. We're also watching some GCW now. Funny, this started at 5 o'clock, didn't it? Damien, have you been watching the whole show? I thought this started at 5 p.m. Eastern time today. It's partly why we didn't jump on it. Imagine the notoriety and prestige the team that wins this will have to join the likes of Road Warriors, Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff, Sting and Lex, the Briscoes, Big Dog. I don't know if it holds the same weight as it did. Like I said, last year's tournament was outstanding. Really good matches. A lot of people were interested and taking a look at what was going on with the Crockett Cup. I'm wondering, if it's kind of got enough clout like it used to, but it's still a big deal. I mean, it's a nice tournament. It's a tradition going back for quite a while. And like you mentioned, a lot of big names. Right now, Yamashita is taking rapid fire light tubes. I think we're at 10, 11, 12. Holy shit. Now we're getting some predictions. I like it. Hey, KJ Nick, what's up, Christopher? How you doing? Welcome on back. Remember, folks, this is our Saturday night special. We are back tomorrow with part 2, night 2 of the Crockett Cup. And there will also be some GCW on tomorrow as well. So we're doubling up as always. GC stuff started at 5, I believe. I didn't tune in, though. Apparently, it's still rolling. So I've watched GCW for 5 minutes at this point, and I've already seen about 14 light bulbs break. Good ratio. Good start. Hey, guys, question of the evening. Who picked... Rocco, we're going to save that for Nick. We'll save that for Nick. That kills me. Oh, I love it. It's so funny because it's just, again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everybody has different tastes, but Nick's so mad about the idea. Like, what do you mean? I don't hate, like, I'm not a huge belt guy. So I think the new belt was just lazy. I think the coloring's not great. I don't like bright gold, like even in my own personal, I throw on a watch. I don't like gold. Aesthetically, yeah, just fuck that big W sucks. Big fucking hood ornament. Now, if you're not into a more artsy style and some etch stuff, and I like I kind of like the goldy. I like some more of the classic belts with that kind of work to it, that detail to it. When you look at it, you're like, hey, is that ring ropes? Hey, cool lions. Like, I appreciate the artistry of that. Nick did, Rocco. I'm taking advantage of him not being here. I'm getting some shots in while he's gone. Oh my Lord, by the way. So right now, Murdoch has climbed to the top of a scaffold. Yamashita is up, punching her own head, and just broke another light bulb over her own face. Still counts. And now she's climbing the scaffold. Oh my God, folks. Damien, is this the final? And the winner of this gets a match tomorrow. Your reward is you get to do it again tomorrow. Oh, Murdoch going. Oh, Yamashita is going to win this, guys. Grabbed him by the full handful of the haystack. She ain't messing around, folks. And then chucks him off the scaffold into glass plates. Jeez. I can't even spit it out. Now she's up. Splash from the scaffolding. He kicked out. He kicked out at 1. Oh, by the way, Team Avantgarde just won. Kratos and Young Hammerstone here both get the W. They move on. They beat the tag champions. Yamashita has approximately 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-ish light bulbs, light tubes. And she's going for the razor's edge. Oh, sit down. And your winner. What a match.
Yeah.
Speaking of what a match.
Right. Am I good? Am I good?
You just got here.
I'll start doing all the movements of vogue, strike a pose. Just to make sure I'm good.
No, it started when you got a little worked up over the belt, and then
that's what happens. You overheat the AI and it starts to glitch out
you
there.
Scared the shit out of your internet. But Yamashita just won the Tournament of Survival, Nick. Holy, yeah, man. She literally threw Murdoch off a scaffold, through a glass table, essentially, and then she dove off it. She is crying, like bawling.
So what you're saying is we can crown it now your Golden KJ winner for female superstar through the halfway mark.
Look,
Rita Yamashita.
She's up there. I think I could make a vote for Masha.
Masha.
I mean, we could. I mean, folks, coming soon, our half-year awards, the 4 lifeys, where we go through some categories. We have a little half-year award show.
We recall everything that's been going on so far. But yes, the Gods of War pick up the win. And can someone tell me what Velvet Sky contributes on commentary outside of a pretty face? She's really like Excalibur without the mask.
Yeah, a really pretty head nod.
Yeah, she's like Byron Saxton. She's the Renee Paquette, the Renee Mux the Good of whoa, oh, what a maneuver.
Rina Yamashita is covered in blood. She's legitimately emotional. Not kayfabe. She's emotional right now.
All right. Keep talking amongst the people. Well,
right now, Alex
on
Taylor, we're getting away from the tag team right now. Alex Taylor is coming out to the ring. I believe the winner of this qualifies or gets a shot at the junior title, which is our buddy Morton.
Who's she? Right now, Rita, she just got jumped by. Is that fucking Kai-En-Tai 2.0? I mean, tell me, dude, with the headband doesn't look like Funaki.
It's like an episode of Cops in here. Where are we going?
I done seen an episode of Cops earlier today. This is going to be Nick Gage. Something. I don't know. Well, no, he's a little too dark to be Nick Gage.
I don't know. Is it Cardona again?
Why are we...
Oh!
Hits her in the side and then kind of a pedigree into the glass.
It was a sit down.
Oh, it's Jun Kasai! Oh, hey,
Jun Kasai!
All of like the 5 people that watch any sort of like Japanese deathmatch wrestling and everything,
right?
Get this a bit of like, this is
he's putting
Crazy Monkey. This is
man's a legend.
You're right. This is your Onita modern version when it comes to deathmatch wrestling. This is your Japanese Nick Gage.
He's like the Japanese new Jack Nick.
Yeah, 100%. As
Look,
the man
he's cut himself.
Splashes onto her and then turns around and gashes herself. So, I mean, I get it. This is Rena's really been more of a U.S. when it comes to being in the ring. She hasn't done much in Japan.
Oh, we got more. Nick fucking Gage.
Deathmatch Jesus. That's why the camera can't even keep up with him.
And someone else is behind him there. And again, it looks like an episode of
Foot Clan. That one dude looked like a fucking foot soldier. I'm just like, where's Shredder? Oh, Sawyer Wreck. So this is what we're gonna get now. We're gonna get like a turf war.
Deathmatch war games.
Exactly.
Oh, Joey Janela. Oh, they're being invaded, right?
So Los Rizizos, yeah. I like it though. I really like it. That's an interesting way to go here.
Well, and I mean, I believe, and we saw them have a tour last year in Japan, or was it earlier this year? It all blends together, but they were out in Japan, right? So, and we've seen them go to England.
Yes,
and
when they were very open to this. It was a couple months ago to where they did 1 or 2 shows in Japan, and I think it like Rita and Jun Kasai were both on the same card. They never really interacted, but that's instantly. I'm telling you right now, even if I got to host the damn stream by myself, if I'm here all alone, if I'm talking outside to nobody,
just an hour,
I will be here if we get Rina Yamashita versus Jun Kasai.
Oh yeah, we're not missing that.
A match, 100%.
Yeah, but I think this sets up the key
games.
Yeah, like there's the pay-per-view tomorrow will be all these people.
We might have to be here tomorrow. Why did we have to pay attention? We could have missed it.
I blame Damien. Sorry, I did. And you know what? The NWA has been, is what it is. It's rolling along, but Damien had me
haven't missed a second of action.
Listen, GCW got me yelling.
And right now we're getting Rita up on the shoulders with the giant trophy and everything of. Well, and I think it's
after she took her beat down.
But it's we keep comparing GCW to it. Has that a little bit of that ECW feel of you start to really get and relate to these guys. Like Christ, we've met and interviewed a good chunk of the roster and everything like that. Like shout out Cole, shout out Grimo. That like we know guys that are on the roster there and know what goes on there and a bit and everything. So it gets that homegrown feel. Like, is Nick Gage a more criminal Tommy Dreamer?
Who? Nick Gage?
In that he's the heart. I'm saying only in the heart, in the fact that he's the heart of GCW.
Soul.
I'm not saying of the criminal. He
kind of gives me Sandman vibes that way, right?
Tommy has more teeth than Nick Gage, but
not anymore. Nick went out and got some. He looking good, bro.
Got the veneers.
He getting ready for retirement, man.
But
the end of that
even look at
chaos.
Janela's back. Like, Janela's the guy who should have never gone to AW. He was never going to fit in there. And that's saying something for the spot heavy, Cucamonga Kids show that it is.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That was a bit of GCW. Should we just go back and rewatch that card?
Yeah, like you just want to start from the beginning? Like, fuck.
Right. We'll just recap this. We'll keep an eye on the Crockett Cup.
Deathmatch. Wait,
Clay saying we got NWA Crockett Cup tomorrow night.
Cage of Survival is tomorrow night at
Lethal Lockdown,
5 p.m. It's Lethal Lockdown, and at this point, Vikingo's taking on Ninja Max, so that's going to be a fucking spot smash.
Yeah,
Masha versus the winner of Masha versus Yamashita tomorrow
for the GCW World Championship.
Yeah,
yeah. I will watch it. It depends on whether it's going to be on stream or not on stream.
6-man tag match: Alex Price, Jack Cartwheel, Jimmy Lloyd, and East West.
Because could Rita win it? I feel like Rita could win it.
She could. She's
especially because it's the GCW Championship, and guess what? Masha's about to go into a dog collar match, by the way, with Killer Kelly in Impact. So you and Luna got that to look forward to.
Yeah,
is that going to be the stipulation for the night? Or you're just going to have like dog collars? They reach across.
You and I are going to be watching that because it's a Friday. Next Friday.
Oh,
against all odds.
No, we'll invite Luna. Luna. If you want to come on and talk some Impact, 100%.
Right.
Clay,
I don't know. What?
Sorry. Clay was saying we got NWA Crockett Cup tomorrow night and tonight. What? I'm watching NASCAR. This man loves NASCAR. Guess what? They make a left turn. Spoiler alert.
It's a tough sell, man.
No, I'm not saying that. I've been to a few NASCAR races.
I go to Indy.
There's a NASCAR track out in New Hampshire and everything. So twice a year it's rev them engines, boys. But and the NBA Finals tomorrow night. What? Miami Heat and Denver Nuggets. Well, we've still also got the Stanley Cup playoffs going on as well. Which I talked to my dad today, and even it was more of the discussion of, so who do you think is going to win the Cup playoffs and everything? Whether it's going to be the Panthers or the Knights, and which, by the way, fun fact that I found out. Shout out hometown boy Craig Conroy, who's the GM of the Flames. So I'm actually gonna, I guess, end up being a Flames fan here.
There you go. Well, I was trying to. There was a special comment. Rocco, where's Rocco?
Right here. There? Oh. Hey guys, question of the evening. Who defecated on the new WWE title?
There's the answer.
Well, no, he initially tried to put the finger on me here. I saw this. Now that we're going back to here, I saw this. I saw you, Boston.
Right. Denver for the win. Who are you taking in the NBA final?
I'm going double Miami. They're the first teams that have both I think they're both 8 seeds actually. I think they also both won Game 7s in TD. It just lines up too perfectly. It'd be a nice little chef's kiss, little storyline tidbit. And especially if we've got the scripts, we've got the facts, we've got the leaks. They booked it to where Miami.
I gotta go the Nuggets. I'm shocked. Like, I mean,
you Nugget.
You like the Nugget championship, so if they win it, they can get sent that yellow fucking box, whatever that is.
You're telling me Jimmy Butler, or especially the Florida Panthers, Keith Chuck's kid there with that championship on there, it fits even with the colorway.
Yep, it really does. But Denver for the win. Yeah, I mean, go Denver.
Nick the bank robber cage. You never catch me alive. Wait, hold on.
Oh, we got to roll up.
Yeah.
By the way, we have
the master attacker. So should I just go on like this from now on?
I thought you were going to pull it all the way down. We might have to turn off.
Well, I mean,
if you're just tuning in, I swear to God, it's what you think. Nick the Bank Robber,
Cucamonga Kids. Yes. Charles, what up? New name. Kevin, I see you. What up? MDK all effing day.
There you go. I'm not gonna lie, Alonzo and
I'm glad you remembered who's in the ring because I didn't know.
I got a little distracted by Yamashita and Murdoch for a couple of minutes there, Nick. But
this goes to tell
Alonzo
you,
gets the tap out.
This goes against guys even that we listen to, especially like guys like Cornette and all of that, to where deathmatch wrestling, GCW promotions like that. Like there is no storytelling. There's nothing to get behind. It's literally you're just watching people bleed, and you know how much hardcore can they do hardcore.
Right.
There's really good storytelling. There's still that good in between. And I think, honestly, to her credit, a big common thread with this has been Rita of 2022. She was at least my personal candidate for match of the year between her and Alex Colon. And now you still see her having really good matches, really good moments in GCW, which is still known as kind of the death match, the light tubes, the barbed wire, the girder plates, all of that. Versus we're watching NWA Classic Wrestling. And I can't tell you anybody that was in the ring.
A full swing from one to the other, Nick. And listen, the death match stuff is an acquired taste. Just again, it's like that ECW vibe where you had the craziness and the chairs and the weapons and all the blood and guts, but then you had Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, and that's very much what GCW's become. I just watched a man get thrown off a scaffold by his junk.
Pause. But it's even like if I think it was Heyman who actually said it. If they would have gone on pay-per-view when they initially intended to, it would have been they would have done the 3 main events before WWE did. If you would have had Sabu and Taz, Benoit and Eddie, and I think it was Dreamer Raven. Those would have been the 3 main events, and they all would have hit different notes and kind of all worked simultaneously. If they all would have scratched a different itch that you didn't need. Of Dreamer Raven's going to be your hardcore, your smash them, your crash them, your beat them up. Eddie versus Benoit is going to be your technical match, and Sabu and Taz is going to be your just everybody's thrown from goddamn pillar to post, your strong style match.
Yeah. Now we are getting that classic style wrestling. I don't know. NWA just feels like it got smaller.
Oh, it got very small.
Like, I don't know. Like, again, I felt like some of the crowds were better previously.
It's so weird because Billy Corgan's one of those he's very much of a guest like us and of a couple people of a certain vintage and everything like that. To where they Unbroken, what up? But I don't know what y'all on about. But
right.
To where they still want to pay homage and they still want to go back to that classical wrestling, that territory style, that Mid-South, that Jim Crockett, all of that. But at the same time, they do stuff that's really like, are you sure you want to book this? Are you sure you want to do this?
Right. What are we looking at here?
Not
Bobby in the ring.
I know his last name's Fulton. I missed his first name here.
It's Bobby. Oh, Bobby Fulton.
But again, this goes back to like what we were saying of, he placates to a certain age group and then also just does stuff that age group will not understand.
Eddie Kingston's in Hamilton, Ontario tomorrow.
How you do it? I might need to make a trip next weekend. Nick Gage versus Zack Sabre Jr. on GCW. Why?
All right.
Oh, we've got the Mortons coming out.
The Mortons, good time. Come out to see their buddy Bobby.
Right. Rocco, what up?
What New Japan are people watching? I was trying to find this New Japan show for tomorrow.
What New Japan show? Why?
Well, Boston said he's going to be watching the New Japan show, New Japan tomorrow. What New Japan are you watching, Bobby?
Okay. Mix out here trying to make friends on Facebook. Why? Oh,
Yeah. All right.
put Luna on every week. Good co-host, show better. You guys rule like show. Yeah, make it very good.
Co-host makes show better. Listen, we got
She is
you. And
well. She
should
is on
Luna
every week. She's on every Thursday.
every
100%.
Thursday, folks. Plus, you
And
can catch.
trust me, if you like Luna, you're probably going to be seeing her a bit more and everything. I'm sorry that you're upset with the beardos apparently here.
Well, I mean, I mean, we got to get a little more V-necky over here, but
I mean, I can just do something strange for a little piece of change.
Check Luna out on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok as well. Go give her some love. Luna is not just one of the, a special guest. Luna is part of the family. She's part of the three-headed monster running this show right now. So, folks, yeah. But Kenny, we appreciate the love. I'm sure she does as well.
That's the most backhanded nice thing to say of y'all are cool. I want more Luna. Yo, I can deal with
Dominion. Dominion is tomorrow. It's not on Fight.
No, it's not going to be on Fight.
New Japan World.
9 times out of 10, it's not going to be on Fight. It's going to be, but we've got Toxin and Aries coming out right now, so we're getting another tag team matchup in the tournament here. So we're getting the 6th seed versus the 11th seed. This really does start to feel like this, March Madness kind of bracket here. So we've already got, what do we have?
Dun, dun, dun. Dominion. Match lineup.
It's probably going to start at like 3 a.m.
3 a.m. Eastern time.
Take a quick nap, take a pause for the cause, and come back here.
Oh, I see what he's saying though. So it would be tonight at midnight, right? Like tonight, tomorrow morning. God. Yeah, we're not staying. 3 a.m.
What's the card? Okay, is there anything on the card that would
Lance Archer versus Will Ospreay, #1 contender. So it's the end of the tournament. Just 5 guys. Okay. Versus Los Ingobernables do Japan.
There you go. You got it right. Round of applause for Casey.
I've been practicing Los Ingobernables. Then I fuck it up the second time.
No, you got it good both times. You're good.
Okay. Intergalactic Jet Setters.
Intergalactic Planetary. Now, don't you tell me to stay.
Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jeff Cobb for the New Japan TV title. That's a banger.
You're teasing me now.
You know what we might do? We might just throw it on.
If we're still here at that point.
Not tonight, no, tomorrow. Because a lot of people aren't going to watch it at 3 a.m. So when we show up tomorrow we'll cover wrestling. We might just do some live review of this banger of a card. David Finlay versus El Fantasma. Mo. Toshiro Okada and Ishii versus Shadow Amuni, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli. I clearly missed somebody in the first top part.
Either way, still we'll discuss.
Tanahashi.
We'll come back on that. That's very much. We may not be here.
I might
live
stay here till 3 a.m. Shit, Jesus
right?
Christ.
So it does go on 3 a.m. I thought you said midnight.
No, 3 a.m. 100%.
Oh yeah, no.
But
unless you want to say good night and then just catch us at 3 a.m.
Yeah, we might go take a nap now. No, because you're looking at, like I said, dude, legitimately, Okada, Ishii, and Tanahashi versus Amino, Moxley, and Castagnoli.
So
Takahashi taking on Wato. It's stacked.
Well, Wato just won the best of the Super Juniors too, as well.
Very much so.
But
anyone out there have a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the Super Juniors? How to go?
I've seen. Well, at least me. I tend to like the New Japan stuff a bit more. We've talked about this. If you tend to like the lucha stuff, I like the Japanese strong style and everything. But the Super Juniors, a lot of the people that used to be really the big superstars in the juniors division, all of that, have now elevated beyond that. They've tried to, whether it be like a guy like Ospreay's, was
Right.
in the Super Juniors, and now he's moved himself to where he's competing and a former IWGP champion. So,
no, you're not wrong there. I mean, you see the progression of a lot of these guys, and some people like a guy Osprey gets quoted this week of saying, like, yeah, sure, I'd love to fight some of these guys, but I do not want to live in America. Right? Like, it's some people have found a really nice home in New Japan and are completely content with it.
right. Japan is 13 hours ahead. No, yeah.
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 Ish. But yeah, it's on 3 a.m. Eastern time on June 4th, which is tomorrow. So
yeah, didn't realize it was on at 3 a.m. I'll watch the replay. Yeah, my guy. Simmer down now. Simmer down.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, Boston, being like, I like you guys, but I'll be watching the replay of this show, right?
But so we've got the Mortons versus Christ, I'm blanking on the name again. There was Toxin something.
Oh, it's Aries and Toxic.
Yes, there we go. Versus Los Vipers. I didn't want to say.
I got the Mortons for this one.
Fair enough. I mean, you know,
the Mortons for the win.
Little Ricky Morton there shouted us out, so I really can't go against them and everything. So,
Zack Sabre Jr. versus Lance Archer. When is that happening? That's not. Lance Archer versus Osprey is going to be fun.
That's to determine who faces. No, that's to determine who faces
Kenny.
Yeah.
And we feel like it's been Osprey. It lines perfectly up with Forbidden Door 2, correct?
If not that, at least Wembley.
Ah, that's true too. Oh, okay. Right. And listen, they'll tear it down. Like, hold on tight.
Right. Big Dog, I agree with you. The only thing I'll be watching come 3 a.m. is the inside of my eyelids. Yes.
I'm glad he said that. It could have gone any direction.
Well, no, they did have a whole discussion of, let's still, keep the thirst to a minimum here of, y'all need some water sometimes, go and find a drinking fountain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Battle of Super Juniors was surprising because Speedball crushed and won his block along with El Desperado, but the final was the two runner-ups. Titan and Watto made Titan look otherworldly. Fair enough, G-Money, because I feel like you actually watched it. I've heard a lot of people that really they've been pulling for Watto for a bit now. Like I said, I haven't watched much of the Super Juniors.
I got clips, right? So I knew Watto had won. And I know a lot of people were surprised because of, Speedball and El Desperado looked like they were going to meet, but it wasn't the case. But I probably should have watched more of it.
Well, I haven't watched much of them, like I said, to where you had guys like Osprey, Ricochet, etc. in there. To me, I know the juniors division is pretty much your bread and butter when it comes to New Japan, but I always still pay attention to IWGP, the heavyweight division. That's where you had Kenny and Omega. So,
right, hard not to. Morton's grabbing a belt. Are we having a breakup of the Mortons?
No, he's gonna do a nice little heel turn here.
Ricky doing a heel turn. I'm down. Look, Ricky's still doing some business. Aries with the roll up. Maybe not. So roll
up. Oh no.
No, it was close.
Two count.
Oh, so I am just a split second ahead of you.
You're good.
Brain Buster.
Right.
Well, the last one was at 8 that we watched, so I just figured more of the same.
That was in the US. This is when they're in Japan.
Yeah, you listen, we have arrived and shown up at 3 a.m. at times. We're not opposed to it.
We're not normally covering something beforehand,
but I mean, we did do an NXT and then stay on for New Japan and then come back the next day.
We did?
Sasha Banks returned. It was a Wednesday at 3 a.m.
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah, you were here, bro.
I don't remember this. I'm glad someone remembers because I don't.
Oh, it's too funny. Oh, Martin, you were right. Ricky with the heel turn.
Oh, Kerry with a heel turn. Double heel turn. Everybody's a heel
turn. And you just see the little differences, right? Like, so Ricky has the belt in his hand. He does, he does the turn, throws the belt, but didn't just stand there. He literally like threatened to hit the other guy with the belt so they could get the pin. Little details. I love it.
Well, but still, why did Kenny pull the belt away from his son the first time he was doing it to then turn around and do it himself?
He's like, I changed my mind. Fuck it. Let's be
back. Well, I get it. It's right? One half of, the Midnight Express, all of that. Maybe great tag team wrestling if you're of a certain vintage and everything. But at the same time,
he didn't want him to get disqualified the first time. He wanted to do it underhandedly.
You don't get disqualified. I'll do it.
Well, he didn't.
It was still fucking stupid.
He got the win.
I understand that. I just hate when it's one of those. It's the same thing to me of like if so-and-so gets beat up by the opposing team right before the heel turn. It's like, so you kicked my ass right before I joined sides with you? What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's a perfect way to introduce the belt into the situation is Kerry slides in with the ref is aware. And if he strikes Aries, he's going to take a DQ. So Dad says no. And then when the ref turns around, he goes, "This is how you do it, kid," and makes it happen. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, just like that piece of trash belt on Monday Night Raw. What do you mean, Kenny? NWA is taking over and its ratings are way better than WWE? No. Honestly, no.
NWA is taking over and the ratings are way better than WWE and AEW. I'm so confused by this statement.
Why? It's inaccurate as hell. It's a Meltzer report. It's Meltzer giving 5 stars to the Anarchy in the Arena match. It's one of those. It's so illogical. You can't even try and make sense of it.
Right. I'm just trying to see now where we're getting a bracket update. BFT, Kratos, and Odison. The Mortons have moved on. So up next, the Cut Above versus Yabu and Rufu the Clown.
Yabba dabba.
Oh, yeah, I was going to take a pause, but I might have to see a couple minutes of the clowns.
And see, I really like Tom Latimer. I liked him as Bram when he was in Impact. And just why? This is when people start the question of taking TNA seriously. This is always the shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take a pause. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say this is kind of like the stuff that pushed like a Nick Aldis out of the picture because he wasn't feeling it. And shout out to Doink and Dink.
Absolutely. Doink, Dink, and Donk, as Gage, I guess, donks out of here. But 100% of this is the type of stuff that always seems to be what's going on when, you're watching professional wrestling and, someone who doesn't watch it walks in. This is what happens to be going on because we have the sane clown posse instead of the insane clown posse. We have the sane clown posse taking on the Cut Above, which is Tom Latimer and why am I blanking on his name here? Help me out. I don't know. Cut Above. I gotta find you right now on my Wikipedia. But again, folks, let us know who you're taking, whether you're down with the clown or you're just a Cut Above. Oh, Rhett Titus. So yeah, we're getting Yabo the Clown and Rufo the Clown versus Tom Latimer and Rhett Titus. And dear God, please do not have this match go longer than like 2 minutes. Like a Cut Above is 100% the type of guys that you would, when you think of even NWA right now, especially in this day and age, of who you got, of our guys that you would think would be there, of guys that you would think that you look at them and if you're not a WWE or an AWI, you're at least an Impact or an NWA guy, 100%, versus literally Mr. fucking dress up here. Like, this is, if you have a fear of clowns, don't turn into the match. But this is just, how am I supposed to take this seriously? I'm taking the clowns for fun. Well, Boston, you are a braver man than I. Team Tom Latimer for the win, 100%. Brothers of Construction. That works. That works. Oh, it's just it's creepy to watch. It's like watching two hobo clowns versus like the jocks that make fun of them. Remember the first Crockett Cup when they brought it back, had that awesome Aldous versus Skrull main event. Fair enough, David. Well, how the mighty have fallen, I guess. Nick Aldis is now doing opening matches in Impact, and Marty Skrull is where Marty Skrull needs to be, I guess. Team Gacy. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw the clown show up there as part of the dyad here sooner rather than later. Hey, Nick, I hope that you're doing great. Chris, I hope that you are as well, lad. But we've got Rhett Titus, and I don't even know which clown to call this, but we've got Rhett Titus versus Clown A right now in the ring. Juggalo for the W, yeah, 100%. Basta, what up? Why? Oh no, that's what I want to. It was Silas on Trailer Park Boys. No, but he could have very much at least been a stand-in, I feel, or at least an extra. But I've got a clown with a headlock, and it's not Crazy Steve. So I know we're working our way through the tournament here, and you know, if this was the territories and all of that, you probably would have a clown, a team like this. Sorry, of all clowns and all of that, but you've got Rhett Titus and Thomas Latimer versus Send In the Clowns versus Extra Krusty the Clown here. Yeah, I'm broken. Fair enough. We don't need to go into that whole aspect of. Trust me, I get that. I watched. If you're a fan of last podcast on the left, 100%. But yeah, if you know, you know. If not, moving on. But we've got Rhett Titus with, again, I guess best I can do is Clown A, going at it in the center of the ring. The ICP's music wasn't released, it escaped. That's a fantastic way to put that. The only good clowns in wrestling are in AAA. Oh, Psycho Clown, all of that. Okay. I thought for half a second we were talking about, like, Vampiro and half their, booking staff of how they act like clowns. But anyways. Bash, fair enough. Moving on. I always say that MLW, despite its flaws, is what the NWA should be in 2023. 100% of. It's so interesting to see some of these other promotions. Like, imagine, and we've got juggling right now, folks. Hobo the Clown, I don't even know if that's his name, but we've got juggling going on in professional wrestling in 2023, and we call AW a circus. But yeah, if some of these other promotions, like if you could take the best of MLW, the best of Impact, and the best of NWA and combine them together, you'd honestly have a promotion that would probably compete, if not with AW, at least really, honestly, maybe even go beyond AW. Excuse me. But we're literally getting a back and forth between the Clown B now, and Thomas Lattimore over juggling and, hacky sacks and all that. Juggling seriously, says Child. Yes, 100%. Is again, this is at times when you saw Billy Corgan, as you looked at him as the hero, as the one who was going to save TNA Impact Wrestling from Dixie Carter. Was he really gonna save it, or was he really just a placeholder till we got to pretty much the same equivalent? Because that's a hell of a tag team finish, but two count. But honestly, all that's missing right now is the 6-sided ring in the Impact Zone, and you're telling me that this is, a tag team match right now on Impact. Honestly, there's no real super difference of. This is why you see guys like Nick Aldis that want to run away as fast as they can from the NWA. Why you see guys that are really trying to, we've got a prosthetic arm, is the pull away arm that backslid into a 2 count here. This is why you're having to prop up your champion like Tyrus, of saying, well, you're not a real pro wrestling fan if you don't like Tyrus. Well, no, sometimes people can just not like things because it's shit. You don't really need to keep telling them, well, you just don't understand it, Chris Jericho. No, sometimes things kind of just suck because they suck. Some things can just actually be bad, and you need to call them out on being bad. Again, looking at you, Chris Jericho. But anyways, this sounds like an episode of The Young Ones. Fair enough. When Dave LaGreca or Lagana, when Dave Lasagna got bounced from the NWA during the Speak Out stuff, that really changed NWA for the worst. David, I'm not going to touch neither here nor there, because if you're trying to defend someone who was involved in the whole speaking out movement and all of that, I really kind of question you of, regardless of how you feel of how NWA is gone, if you have to use somebody like that to try and prop up your point of view, then you really don't have a point of view, I feel, honestly. Did you see that Meltzer rated the Anarchy in the Arena match 5 stars? Yeah, well, this goes to what we've been saying for a hot minute. As again, we've got Clown A and it's still Tom Lattimore in the ring right now, with a slingshot off the middle rope on to Lattimore. So going for a 2 count as the Clown. But that just goes to show you even more at this point of what we've been saying, what KJ especially has been saying of that. The star rating. Welcome to the Wrestling Observer, where the stars are made up and the matches don't even matter. No matter what, whatever actually happens in the ring, Meltzer is going to give his star rating, which at this point people treat as gospel. Depending on where the money lies, depending on whose allegiance he has to, depending on who's given him information recently and who hasn't, I feel, because there's no way you're rating that match at 5 stars. There's no way. Half those star ratings throughout that whole card are honestly just laughable. And then again, it proves even more of the point that Meltzer is nothing but just a facade for AEW at this point, because they're the ones that are actually going to give him that dirt sheet information. That's why they have to have meetings of saying, can we not keep talking and saying things to the dirt sheets of, it's so much that he gets nothing but information from Tony Khan, from the Bucks, etc., from the AEW roster. So he's very much going to lead that way, because that's where his bread is buttered. As a double moonsault roll, a moonsault taking out both clowns here from Tom Lattimore, as we're getting Haluva kick into a splash in the corner. Dragon clothesline twice in a row from Rhett Titus, going for the 3rd time. Oh, no. Oh. Tilt-a-whirl. Is it going to be a tilt-a-whirl Pittsburgh plunge? Well, it's a tilt-away backsplash there. Where'd KJ go? To put more Nick's vapor rub on his beard? What? Big dog. Slowly roll. No, he's just taking a nice little pause for the cause here. Oh, we get a roll up. After all of that, we still end up with a roll up 3 count to where Rhett Titus and Thomas Latimer beat the Clowns. Send in the Clowns. They take the L on a roll up, the most devastating move in professional wrestling, folks. But Boston game 7 stars. Oh, Boston 7 stars if it was in the Tokyo Dome. Yes, 100%. Got that. Creatively, it definitely did. He has their creative brain. Who are you talking about, David? Meltzer is such a tool. Yes. Well, in all fairness, Gutfield and Tyrus are funny. Okie dokie. Got that one. So what's the after promo that we're getting here? Oh, the fucking Clowns are going on. What the Clowns won? What the fuck? How? Why? Where? When? Who approved this? Did I miss? I thought I saw Rhett Titus with a roll up. Was he the one getting a roll up unintentionally that I missed here? Of I didn't know ICP was this over in the NWA, and we have Camille coming out right now. Why? And this could be another complaint with NWA of the fucking pacing of all of this. We go right from a backslide roll up win of, I guess it was up for debate as to who won, and now we turn around. We get the Clowns announced as a winner, and we've got Camille out here. Is she some sort of authority figure to where she'd be able to overrule this? I know she's dating Thomas Latimer, but what the fuck are we doing here?
And she's just kicking people out. Yeah, speaking of what the fuck are we doing here?
Well, you got more than I do because I've just got her standing right now on the center of the ring.
All right, now she's giving hubby a chat.
So how did the Clowns win? Did they just, break out, the whole clown car of, right.
But how did they win?
I don't know. You pointed it out. I saw a roll up.
The guy got in the ring. He's like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Clowns are the winners. But I thought it was a roll up for Latimer. I was so confused.
I thought Titus got the roll up.
I'm sorry, Titus.
Yeah.
But now Camille's basically saying, what the fuck are you doing in a tag team tournament? You don't belong in a tag team tournament. Why are you doing this? Why are you listening to this? And now she's got a match involved in Crockett Cup as well.
Right, but so you're undermining your own tournament.
And you give her a kiss.
Within the tournament. Like, why? Why?
She's giving Tyrus shit as well. She's not a good promo, unfortunately, Camille. That's one of the knocks on her. Damn, my prediction was wrong. Yeah, no, Boston said he picked the Clowns.
I'll have to fact check that.
Doink and Ding pick up the win here tonight, folks.
Shaggy and Violent J pick up the win.
Right. Here. I like how they can't find the hard cam.
True say.
You know what? The WWE should have done this with the belt is instead of that logo in the middle of the Raw belt, if Vince McMahon's picture like Camille's belt.
Just the mustache?
With the mustache.
That was the little slash under the W was the mustache.
Right. What's up, Jake? How you doing? That's a reminder. Go check out. Yeah, Nick.
Why?
I see your fingers.
Anyways,
Impact Wrestling needs all the help. So does NWA. They need some fresh faces. If not, WWE and AEW will buy them out very soon. It is going to happen very soon. And very soon, very, very soon, says Kenny. I hope, happen God, we need it. I don't know. I don't think so. Keep in mind, if you're going to sell or you're going to be bought out, you're going to have to have willing partners to dance with. You can't, it takes two to tango on that one, Kenny. We thought that for years, for decades with Impact. Never happened, never came to be. And Impact's actually growing, evolving. One of the interesting things is when they start talking about, possible budget cuts going into July 1. I mean, that's what happened previously was everybody talked about the stars that were going over to AEW, but not everybody went over to AEW. A lot of people like a Cardona ends up having a really good independent run, end up in places like NWA and Impact and GCW. So nobody wants to lose their job, but the good news for wrestlers and wrestling fans is there's a plethora of options right now. So for me, yeah, you're right. NWA needs something. Like, we're killing a whole bunch of time here with Camille. Camille's had the belt for over 450 days. She's a good champion. She's been a solid champion. Not a good promo. Not like it. The pay-per-view has essentially come to a. She gave Tyra shit. She gave her boyfriend shit, and she's still talking. Still going. Barnum and Bailey, Crockett Cup in the making. Well, the Clowns advanced to the second round, and that's what I mean. Like, you look back to last year's Crockett Cup, we were here, we were dialed in. You had, the Commonwealth connection with Davey, including Davey Jr. Bulldog. I'll get it out. You had, the Briscoes were involved. You had La Rebellion, which we will see La Rebellion tonight. But again, just overall, 2023's NWA is kind of indicative of the decline of NWA over the last little bit here, where, we're getting a lot of not the most known athletes, not the most, not a whole lot of name value up and down the card. And it's been kind of flat. No, like, okay. And people are going to say, well, it's the style. No. I've been here for a lot of NWA pay-per-views. You can do what you need to do, but still have a really solid matches. Now there's some hope here. We got Octagon Jr. and Ms. Teases Jr. versus SVGS. The next bracket is about to be busted, folks. If you are watching, by all means, get a prediction in. I'm going to go SVGS for the win. And big dude. They beat TNT to get here, folks. Dane in the house. Doesn't mess around. Big body. You should have used. Where are we going here? At least the NWA has a sense to use the real belt for a world title, not a cheap knockoff like Seth's belt. Look, we're dividing. I said this whole CM Punk thing is dividing the AEW roster. The WWE belts are starting to, or not roster, fan base. The AEW belts are starting to divide our fan base here. Here comes stars from AAA. Mrs. Jr. That's so hard to say, guys. I'm going to fuck that up all night long. And Octagon Jr. coming out to the ring. Places like Impact and NWA and other are important. It gives jobs. Not everyone can be in the WWE or AEW. Yeah, I mean, that's it. And there's always been a purpose behind those bigger promotions. And again, if Impact can hit a stride and put out good product and grow a fan base, I mean, we were here covering it. Luna's championing it, trying to convert as many Impact fans as she possibly can. So for me, if those companies can grow, we watched the growth of GCW. Like, Nick and I have been live with like 80% of, the last year and a half of GCW, watching it grow and evolve and change. So you need those companies, you need those promotions. And like you said, it gives jobs, it gives people places to go. And we've seen guys and girls go and be able to reinvent themselves. Are the handlebar mustache clowns in furry suits wrestling next? No. No, Unbroken. No. I don't know when you asked that, though. What else we got here? I got Team Octagon Jr. All right, you're going against me. Okay. I'm going the big guys. I'm going the big guys. SVGS here. But right now, you're looking right. The Luchas are on top. Camille Forever says, yeah, she talked for fucking ever see money. Come on now. I'm not taking anything away from her title run, but she's not a great promo, and to give her that much time is And again, you really don't want her to undermine what you're doing. Like she basically said, I mean, she didn't really put down the tournament, but uh-oh. Still here, still going, still rolling. Damn. Sometimes your head just explodes and you can't control it. I couldn't bring in the free agent Von Erichs or second gear crew for this show. That was the surprising part because, like Dave, they tend to look around. I mean, like we said, Briscoes were involved last year. You had other teams get in on this tournament, and when we got down to the final four last year, you had no idea who really was going to take it. But I don't know. This has got a different vibe to it. There's definitely talented tag teams out there that could have been scooped up and brought into this fold. So I don't know if it was a lack of trying. Maybe Billy's happy with what he's got, or lack of availability or interest. It's curious. It's a curious case. Max the Impaler is the Crockett Cup tournament. All right, Damien. I'll take your word for that one. I've got Team Octagon, got that one. Not a chance, Boston. I actually like Roman's new belt. So, yeah, me and Boston are definitely on the same page. Big Dog and Nick are aligned here. I don't hate the belt from last night. I truthfully don't. But it's the yellow is a lot, and it's just a big fucking W, guys. But, yeah, I like the Monday belt better. It's the way it is. Yeah, see, there you go. Kayfabe is broken. Sure, them too. Roman's new belt looks like an ice cream logo. I like it. On that note, I kind of like the AEW belt. Not bad. Could have been better, I think, but I absolutely love AEW's World Tag Team belts. TNA had nice belts too. WWE should go more in that direction. I don't mind the AEW belt. I really don't, Big Dog. I think it's okay. It's a bit much, like as far as being almost entering that gaudy realm of like just fuck, that's a lot of belt. But I don't mind it because similar to the new Raw belt, I like the little artistry to it. That part of it where the gems are placed. Yeah, and I think for me with the WWE, yeah, I think if you want the individual titles to matter and seem of importance, the aesthetic matters. Oh, that's a cool title. And I will admit this, the international title doesn't look terrible over at AEW either. But I think the big W's are so generic, so Toys R Us, so homemade. Right? That big W looks like what you would make out of cardboard at home as a kid because you couldn't be any more intricate than that. Are you down for deathmatch? Jesus, Nick Gage versus Zack Sabre Jr. next week? Holy shit. Zack Sabre Jr. making the rounds right now. That's an interesting match. I remember when they announced it, I said the same thing, Damien. Oh, I think we just had a botch. Octagon Jr. just like fell out of a suplex, I think. But Maziz is is in the ring, back and forth right now, doing flips, just being stared at. Boo, Tyrus not defending the title on a pay-per-view. Instead, he's in the Crockett Cup. Was that he might win it? Billy loves him. Mizizizizis, corkscrew or tornado. Now he's trying to wake the crowd up, so we get a little more energy here. Plus, Impact gave us one of the best matches of last weekend. That's the thing about these shows, Boston. This is what I love, and I'm kind of jumping that Macklin versus PCO. That's what I love about GCW. That's what I love about Impact. That's what I love about NWA at times, is when you're tuning into all this wrestling, you will catch things you never thought. Like Nick and I never expected to be telling everybody at the end of last year that Alex Colon and Yamashita was the split moonsault, and Dane back in the ring.
Oh,
but it was. Speaking of,
yeah, I'm still taking Troop and SVG, SVD, not SVPD, Law and Order, SVU. I'm taking them. Well, because I know Troop there, and shout out our boys over at Hami Media and all of that. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I took them as well. Oh, okay. 450 springboard right on Troop. Oh, Tope! What the fuck?
Yeah, I just got the springboard. But so what I'm hearing from the people, and I guess the people.
Upset.
And I'll say,
sorry, Nick Octagon Jr. with the pin.
Lucha.
Is an Octagon Jr.
Jesus just picked up the win.
Team Junior, the Juniors. Lucha.
But so what I'm hearing from the people is I guess I don't know what the video is at right now for likes, but if we can get to 200 likes or if we get to 2K subscribers by the end of the night, by the end of the weekend, you and I need to do a tiers list of championship belts.
Oh, I think we should. I think it would be hilarious.
We can just argue over what looks good and what doesn't.
That's it, right? And that's what the fun part of this one is like legitimately beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and different.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're blind. So
I'd be curious to see what we agree on,
if any.
They're fucking giving up early. I don't know, dude.
I mean, what's the last championship that you really liked that's not a current championship? Or even if it is, it's not a WWE belt, it's not an AEW.
I always loved the classic IC belt. I don't know why they went the route they did. To me now it looks like a shiny game board. Like you could lay it down and play like Trouble on it.
Yeah, to me it looks way worse. It looks like a fucking shitty golden compass, but
see, it's funny to me because I don't hate it, the new one, but I thought Mr. Golden Sun over here would have really liked all that gold. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun.
No, because I liked the new world championship because it's clean, because it's a.
Is your definition clean like cookie cutter, boring?
A little bit. I mean, do you buy Nikes because you want the fucking ones that look all abstract and this has got 18,000 designs and it's got a tramp stamp in the center of it and everything? No, you want fucking Nikes.
You get some funky Nikes
because they are fresh because they go with anything.
But some people like their fucking designers. They like.
Yeah, you gotta show out to show out. That just means you like shit. What the fuck? So we're getting, is that gasoline or it looks like paint thinner out here with a 2x4? So we're getting 4 women out here. I recognize the third one there, the one that looks like she's
it's
good old what's her name? Yeah, good old what's her name?
No, but right there with the 2x4, little Jim Duggan here. That's
She
Candice LeRae.
looks like fucking Chanel West Coast. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, she looks like Candice LeRae's chubby sister.
You said something way worse than what I said. I
look
said
at her.
Chanel West Coast.
She looks like
started talking about weight. I was recognizing the one out here that looked like she scalped the fucking Grinch here.
She's beefy LeRae.
Beef strong enough.
Hey, I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No one did.
I'm just saying that she looks like Candice LeRae.
Yeah, but who's
big?
Who's Husky Sitch here in the ring? Fucking cutting a promo.
Husky Sitch. That's what's her. That's Is that? It's not Baby Doll. It's man. We suck at this sometimes.
Instead of Medusa, it's Meatball. I got you.
Oh fucking Lord!
I mean, I swear to God, help me, Lord Jesus! But somebody explain this to me.
So we're kicking off. We're getting a ladies
exhibition.
I don't know what we're getting. We're getting 8 women, 10 women. Oh, the Powder Puff Girls are in this one.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say your girl there is thicker than the fucking Snickers, but yeah. Why do they all look like they have the same look, attire, everything, just different colorways? Like what the? This is what I hate, I guess, with women's wrestling outside of the couple major promotions is they all just try and do like the same shit, just in a different colorway.
What is with these chairs and 2x4s? Like I'm not quite sure what's happening.
I don't even care about that. I'm like, what's up with the pom poms and the fucking?
Well, I called them the powder. It's pretty empowered. Pretty empowered. Power
words.
Yeah, no, but I just call them the Powder Puff Girls because clearly I can't say the other one. Empowered. It's a weird word. Empowered.
It's
Go ads.
Yeah, how dare you feel empowered? It's a terrible word. It's a weird word to say.
Empowered. Pretty empowered. Damn it.
I will stay with the Powerpuff Girls here.
And I talk for a living. That's a problem.
Awesome.
I don't buy Nike. Oh, I'm broken. Not
okay. So Adidas, Reebok, Puma. What are you one of those people that just wears the fucking toe socks and everything like that? Like, what do I got to say to reach out to you?
How did you get toe socks out of this equation?
Well, no, he's saying I don't buy Nike, so it's just naming off any other thing you could wear on your feet.
What?
What?
So now we're starting. So there's only 2 women in the ring, and all the weapons were left outside.
What?
And we do have a can of gas on site, folks.
And we have Adam Cole as a referee here, so that's nice. David saying it's a hardcore match. Well, when's the hardcore come into play? Because they just set everything on the wayside here. If it's a hardcore match, I'm coming out, and I got a 2x4. I'm coming out swinging.
Dun 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 dun. Let's see here.
Maybe.
Okay, so Crockett Cup. Nope, that's not it. Where are we going?
It's mainly because we're old school Boston. We grew up with belts that looked great and got over as actual championships. These belts out here now.
Yeah, you think of things, even things that are still iconic now, like the Austin belt looked really cool. The Rock belt looked really cool. The Winged Angel forever was beautiful.
But so honestly, so you were a fan of side question.
The
individual like wrestler-based championship, Smoking Skull belt, Brahma Bull belt, all of that. What to you was the best? Because I was never a super huge fan of any of them, really. The most I would say would be maybe Smoking Skull, and that's just the visual look good. It's not, it's in Stone Cold belt or anything.
No, like the visual was kind of cool, right? The skull and the smoke, like it was a cool look. For me personally, I think my preference would just be the straight up your classic Winged Angel that we kind of grew up on. But
well, no, I'm saying wrestler
yeah.
basically. Well, because to be the one that survived that whole
Cena, no,
would be the spinner belt. That became its own whole thing.
right.
Every other word, whether it's the Miz belt, the Brahma Bull belt, like I said, the Smoking Skull belt, never really lasted. It's the spinner belt just managed to that carried on for quite a while.
Right. So okay, so this is a hardcore war for anybody following along at home with NWA tonight. Samantha Starr, La Rosa Negra, M95, which is Maddie Warinsky, and Missa Kate versus Pretty and Powder, Kenzie Page, Kylie Page, with Ella Envy and Roxy in
It's
a
a softcore
hardcore war.
war.
But it's like an elimination rules kind of thing.
Sure it is. Sure
This match is going to take forever.
Right. We mistimed.
It's like War Games without
folks, if there's anything you want to talk about right now in the wild
light up
world
the
of
chat.
professional wrestling, now's the goddamn time.
Right, folks, we're going to keep watching the Crockett Cup, but you know what? It's a Saturday. We're feeling good. Let's just do an open Q&A. Whatever is on your fucking mind, I don't care what it is. Light up the chat. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what's on your mind. What could we answer for you this eve? But yes, this is like a
what do you want to hear us rant and rave about? What do you want to see us, go tit for tat with?
Yeah, I mean, so this is like one-on-one. If you get the pin, that a teammate rolls in, but it's like a War Games with no cage.
Like I said, there's the one female competitor that I recognize, and she's the one in the ring right now fighting off the Mean Girls pink chair here. But she's the only one that I recognize, and I like, because she does on the independent scene a lot of,
there's an elimination.
Mr.
Gates is out
of being the lead actor versus the side character and stuff like that. Of she very much, does the whole gimmick of you're all side characters.
Hockey stick to the. She went
going on Todd Bertuzzi out here.
She laid 1-5-0, buddy.
Bro.
But that's Kylie Page.
I can't say this as a woman, but how does that affect down there? Just curious.
I think that's why we leave the questions to the audience.
Right. I'm polling the audience. Anyone out there who's a female who might know.
NXT is a developmental brand for WWE. It's its own thing completely. SmackDown and Raw are the two shows for the main roster. I'm sure that was something. The only reason why WWE has a brand split in the first place, Boston, is because Vince realized that the blunder he made buying out WCW and ECW. Fans love variety. I mean, that was one of the things you needed to do, plus an influx of talent, Nick. Like, they had so many guys, they had to find a way to get more people on TV. You had to give Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle and Christian and Edge a chance to shine. So, I mean,
100%. Well, that's how you got a lot of those guys that became what they were, because they were part of, even example, the SmackDown 6. You don't even, that's not even a term if you don't have things like the brand split. Now, granted, when they do a brand split and they don't hold to it, which granted, everybody thought Cody was going to show up on SmackDown and he didn't, but you need to stay true to that diversity. And AEW might almost start to see that as well, of if we get Collision and Collision really starts to do well and it differentiates itself from Dynamite, it's going to be really interesting. It's how SmackDown for the longest time, I feel lately personally, has outdone Monday Night Raw. Like, not even just the past 2-3 years. I'm talking the past 4, 5, 6+ years.
Hockey stick to the neck. That's 2 for cross-checking for sure.
High sticking.
Wow. Pretty and Powder lose another person. Oh, she eats some pans for her efforts.
Tap.
She done.
Right.
Goodbye. This match is fucked up.
Yeah, because we can't make heads or tails of it.
Oh, Lacey gets kicked in the face.
Oh, an elimination right
Rosa.
there. Stand up drop kick into the baking sheet here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, another baking sheet shot here. Electromagnetic universe. Pause on that, bro. What? Well, besides wrestling, I'd like to see you guys debate the electromagnetic universe.
Oh, that's where we got that. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Okay, you explain it and we'll debate it. Because I mean, we could get into if we're gonna go non-wrestling, we could go into the whole, simulation versus non-simulation. We'll get into the deep philosophical discussions that we have backstage. But
I'll just go home.
Well, no, I was gonna say y'all need to throw them super chats and everything like that.
Yeah, let's go.
If you want to.
Oh, huge! Nick, huge fisherman. La Rosa just dropped her on her head.
Oh, big belly to back suplex for a 2 count.
So I'm not exactly sure what's happening or how many members of each team's left at this point, but trying to catch up and figure this out.
3-2, 3-2. Oh.
SmackDown is the best thing going in wrestling right now, in my honest opinion. I added the honest part, Boston, because I'm assuming.
I don't disagree.
It has been consistently wise. Like, as far as must see, there's nothing more must see than SmackDown week to week. And yeah, that's just the way it is. Now, some people thought SmackDown last night was a waste of time. Again, it's the first. Oh,
well, that becomes the issue of is it a must see because of the in-ring action, or is it a must see because of
mostly because of the bloodline?
That's where the storyline is going to pay off.
Oh wait, she got eliminated over the top by Candice.
Oh wait, why? How did it? Why?
So you can.
She looks like not Caitlyn. No, you remember Caitlyn when she was around in that little hop, skip, and jump between the Divas era? She looks like not Caitlyn.
Well, Kenzie's still working with this hockey stick as she's putting a beating on Candice.
It's so funny to me. I don't know if you can tell, but it's very clearly to tell it's a street hockey stick versus an actual hockey stick and everything like that, because it's got the plastic blade and everything.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? We would 9 times out of 10 consider that a floor hockey stick, the type of sticks you get in a school.
Because we always had like the ones that were more like maybe the length of the arm. But yeah, no, there's no CCM on that.
Right. No, not at all. And well, she's wearing her out with her pretty pink hockey stick. 3rd generation wrestler.
Because the NXT roster can work with the main roster's mid-card talent to develop more and get even more experience performing in front of the main event audiences. Well, that's why you saw Ali drop down, who I guess so Ali's still halfway working. Is it weird that Corbin moved down, but Corbin's still working both shows? Why?
See, that's where you shoot yourself in the foot, because I think from what I heard and what I read across platforms, people were relatively optimistic about Corbin going down and Ali going down. Then why include them in the qualifiers? You didn't have 2 other human beings that could be in those qualifiers?
I can't really debate that. That's the thing I almost feel like, though, granted, is it now do those matches become a layup? Like, who is Corbin facing? Does that just instantly become a layup of that person's moving on? Same thing with Ali. That person is moving on
a little bit.
Then if they're going to be in the they've got to run out their little bit of a whatever story they had on the main roster and run it out.
Samantha Starr, look at this.
I mean, to quote Brock Lesnar, "Hey kid, get a life."
Get a life. Samantha Starr just smashing Kenzie's face off the chair. No, sorry, Ella Envy. Ella Envy's taking a beating.
Well, I was going to say she's out there showing off them powerful hips. Pause. I don't see it being of value for anyone big dog. That's always going to be jobbers. Why? It can be done. So y'all are in amongst yourselves. Y'all can have that. That ain't
Right.
where we not at.
J&J baby powder will lose. Okay.
GCW,
It is
after
baby
hours.
doll. I was right. That's baby doll. She ain't looking so. Yeah. Okay. My bad. I knew that. I'm better. So the legend
Honey
of the
Boo
ring was
Boo?
baby doll.
Is that what we're talking about? Honey Boo Boo's at ringside
Honey
here?
Boo Boo and daughter are here.
She couldn't make it in talent competitions
Right.
anymore, so I put her in professional wrestling. What's up with the fucking lowest bottle of paint thinner here?
Once the bloodline is gone, though, it's anyone's game. It was very interesting what they're going to do outside. Like, I mean, are they going to keep it going? But I think at times SmackDown was still pretty consistent pre the bloodline kind of getting its wits about it.
Back body drop.
But we've gone through phases here, and as doing all these live streams, we get to see the ebbs and flows where we'll go on a heater where a few months AEW is the best product going, Dynamite's good week in, week out. It might have been a minute for that, but Raw is kind of always Raw. That's kind of the one thing that doesn't fluctuate a lot, but they've had their moments. They've had, show of the week a few times. So I like the ebbs and flows, the back and forth, the competitive nature within the week-to-week shows. I really do. Now you add Collision. That's an interesting, compelling angle storyline, a shoot storyline, realistically.
Oh, well, we can go.
The coal miner's glove. We're going old school.
AEW Collision, to me, CM Punk being involved, that is the most interesting thing in pro wrestling right now outside of the Anawahi family. It's the one thing in the longest time that AEW's actually done that's been very interesting. Of no matter what, you don't know what he's about to say, who he's going to piss off, whether he's going to be face, baby, whether he's going to be baby face, heel, whichever way he's going to go. No matter what, you want to tune in and find out.
So Star, who I said was bigger Candy LaRue, gets her W. Baby doll is thrilled, and little baby doll is victorious in this hardcore war.
Team thicker than a Snickers picks up the W. And honestly, looks like team who might want a Snickers after this match.
Yeah, not feeling myself right now.
What?
Snickers.
Well, no, I got you. But Broken saying Impact has Sinclair money. How? Sinclair owned Ring of Honor. Impact has never had any dealings with Ring of Honor. So please explain your homework there, sir.
I was wondering if he was referring to like
some dude named Sinclair who just made a big deposit. What?
Knox and Murdoch versus Magnus Muscle up next. I think that's Mims and Magnus, right? Or not Magnus. Mims and
Dak Draper. Knox and Murdoch. So who are you taking? I'm taking Knox and Murdoch. I'm taking 10:15 here. Mike Knox.
10:15, Mike Knox.
Yeah. Oh, every time he comes out, he's doing this. He's 10:15.
Right. I don't think I've been right very much tonight. I'll agree with you on this one just because it's Murdoch, it's Knox. Yeah, it feels right. But Mims and Draper are going to give them a run for their money.
We get Kelly to come out here with the distraction of, holla, holla, holla.
Wait.
Why?
Did it? Oh, okay. I see. I figured it out. There we go.
Do you want to explain what you figured out?
No, because Draper and Mims beats Brady Pierce and Rush Freeman, the Spectaculars, to get into this match here tonight.
Fair enough.
Dun, 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 dun. Folks, if you are watching NWA, we will take a prediction on this match. Trevor Murdoch and Mike Knox on the way to the ring. Two big boys. I like this tag team.
Oh, well, it's an interesting combination of. It's so weird because they're big beefy boys, but they're all just kind of like, what's the connection here of, right. You used to work at WWE? So did I. Okay, cool. Let's tag together. Like, to think this was ECW when they were on Sci-Fi right now this is them as a tag team.
Right? We're getting flashbacks to Sci-Fi
Oh,
EC
right.
Dub.
Where's the zombie coming out to where Sandman can just crack him over the head with a fucking
Right.
thing?
Christopher still in the house says, I'm taking Knox and Murdoch for the win on this one. Thank you, Chris.
Speaking of interesting things, and I think it was an Impact as well, but remember, well, Knox might have been part of, I don't know if he was part of Decay, but remember the menagerie? So where you had Knox and you had Pizzarni and all of that of
the
Knox has been
menagerie.
through some interesting kind of little factions here.
Like I said, that's one of my favorite things when you look at Impact and it was kind of like old school ECW where you would just like look back through the roster and realize all the people that have been through those doors.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry. We're getting, this is Knox and Murdoch just laying hands, just throwing all of the chops. And especially because you got to remember that this is still the first round of the tournament. This isn't even the semifinals. This isn't anything like that. This is to move on to the semifinals.
Right. Here we go. The only reason why SmackDown is doing good is Roman Reigns and the Usos, and Solo. Only same with AEW because of MJF and Wardlow. Not really. I kind of disagree with that part. And Kenny also, up until recently, not the case either. Kenny and the Bucks storyline hasn't drawn a lot of interest, like a lot of number behind it. But the Don Callis getting a ton of heat now. MJF's the hottest thing in the company. That's cool, and he's actually cool right now because of this 4 Pillars storyline.
Yeah, he's the hottest thing that isn't from Chicago and doesn't have the last name Punk. That's the thing, is it's really, at the end of the day, respect to MJF and everything, and 100% of he has been and he has established himself as one of the guys. He is a guy, the guy, however you want to put it. But it goes to show that no one else in that company across the board, EVP or not, can carry that mantle outside of a guy like Chicago made Punk. And even though we felt our certain way about the fact that they have already announced it, it's done nothing but draw attention of you. Still are entertained by it. You still are intrigued by it. You still want to know. Because think about it. If you don't read dirt sheets, if you're not online or anything like that, the last thing you know of CM Punk is he defended his title against Moxley. He lost. Or no, he won it and then it was vacated. And then same thing with the trios belt that was vacated. And you haven't heard anything else. You've seen the Punks, you've seen the Bucks and Kenny and everything, still on screen and everything. You haven't heard anything from Punk since then. As far, if you don't read dirt sheets, if you just tune into the weekly show, you don't know nothing. So does he
brother
on Collision and just go score
more?
What?
What was the last part?
I said, does he show up on Collision and just go scorched earth?
Yeah, I think he has a chance here to take over the show. The idea of him working with someone like Bryan Danielson as far as on a creative side of things, rumors that him and Jay White, let's fucking go, because we haven't done a whole lot with Jay White yet. I'm all for that. I think both of those guys would chew up a microphone. Yeah, I think this is going to be a real interesting dynamic, and I think the goal for Ace Steel, CM Punk, Miro, Andrade, Thunder Rosa, others that we're not quite certain of, is going to be prove a fucking point and put on a wrestling show. Like, that's going to be their goal, their mandate, their mission statement.
Show what they can do as far as pro wrestling, because I hadn't heard the whole Danielson being involved thing. The most I had heard is Punk and Ace Steel.
Yeah.
Brian, but it would be interesting if Danielson's involved as well.
Yes, that's the reports that Danielson will be involved in creative involving Collision. Why not just use him in on Dynamite? You need help on Dynamite, clearly.
because they still think that that's the flagship show. That's
Well,
the one that's still going to carry everything.
we will see, because I mean, I'm really curious, Nick, and I said this on Wednesday, was if you started looking at the angles they were building, you got, the Young Bucks and Paige fucking around with the Dark Order again. We got a lot of the embassy moguls. We got a lot of what looks to be maybe the people that could be highlighting Wednesday each week. I'm interested to see if that carries the audience. If they maintain that average of 800, if it climbs, if it decreases, I'm not worried about the overall number. I just want to see the up and down of it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all relative at that point.
Right. Give me 10 seconds because I don't want to see people watching me reach off screen.
Okay. Well, Nick is going to reach off screen. I've got Knox. Right on. Macho Libre from ECW. Say everything twice. Say everything twice. Why not? Yes, Mike Knox, been around, a vet, and now he finds himself in a NWA.
Yeah. See, sorry, I had snacks that were just a bit out of reach. It interrupted, and I didn't want to interrupt too much. But.
Son of Barry Horowitz, that's very accurate. Of course, former WWE star, Miss T with the T. Hello, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome on back. Good to see you. Jeff Jarrett versus Punk is what's good for business. Boston just.
All right, I know. I just a step away. I can. Leave. I don't need to be here.
Right, Boston.
Y'all can talk amongst yourselves over here. I don't need to be here if this is what we're going to talk about.
I love that he put it in brackets sarcasm because he knew right away.
Yeah, you fucking better.
Like he's down, boys, but no. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think you're gonna get more Jarrett on Dynamite. You're gonna get more Orange. Oh, Mike Knox with the pin. 1, 2, 3, and advancing. Mike Knox, Trevor Murdoch. And the night rolls on, folks. I will take a second to remind everybody we are back tomorrow for night 2 of the Crockett Cup. Who knows? We might show up for other things. We might watch some New Japan in the background. We'll talk about it. But all that being said, NWA goes on tonight. We are also back on Monday and all through the rest of the week for all your wrestling. We are the channel that covers more live wrestling than anybody else. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, be a part of the family. We are Wrestling's Utopia. We are the only, I wouldn't say the only, but the most unbiased wrestling coverage you can find out there.
Only.
Pardon?
I just said I'll say only.
But yes, make sure you join us. Be a part of the growth. We did eclipse 1.9K subscribers, so that's a pretty happy milestone. And the channel has been on fire, and we're still just a baby. We're just, we're not even 16 months into this yet, so we're clicking.
I was going to say, for those who didn't hear it at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrasslin for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world. Every night tonight, KJ White. I am Big Nick. How you doing? Keep it moving. Big things popping. No things stopping. Up to something. Season never sleeps. Why?
Right. Hassan's in the house. See Money says, wow, congrats on 1.93. It was.
Yeah, let's get to 2K.
Let's go. Let's get that 2K. Call a friend. Be a friend.
I was going to say, respect on, thank you for the shout out on 1.93, but I'm like, let's get to 2K. Like, let's celebrate there before we get there. Why?
Wait.
Oh, so we're getting the Midnight Riders versus Max the Impaler and Judas in my mind. I become man.
I instantly went to fucking Simpsons. Dr. Zeus.
Can I wrestle Tyrus anymore? Well, oh, of course you can. Well, I couldn't before.
Max the Impaler.
Do you go to Dr. Zeus? Do you go to Judas? Do you go to Judas? Do you go to, Judas Messias? Where do you go here?
I don't know. But
I don't know, but
I do think we have to make sure we point out the legend, James Mitchell, in the house.
Yeah, I'd rather see him and Max the Impaler as a fucking tag team.
Look at this man trying to keep his alligators down. They're putting up the roof.
Or Mensa here.
How is his feet in those shoes? He's having
How
trouble
do
getting
your
up the stairs.
eyebrows do what they do? Like
Before-
them fuckers got more peaks than the Himalayans here.
Right. Sting versus Jarrett Boston. Let's go. That looks like we might get that.
In everyone leaves town match.
Everyone.
But we're getting Chris Adonis, aka Chris Masters, who I still wish. He's a guy that I, as much as like even we got Carlito back, I would like to see him get another run in WWE. Even if he's gonna just do nothing, but he's a mid-card guy at best. All that. I'm not saying you got to be a world beater. You give him a little bit of a run back. He's shown what he could do outside of just he's what they did in WWE of he's just Lex Luger with less mobility.
Right. He's found a place in NWA. He's not bad. I mean, again, varying degrees of liking as far as he goes. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. He was kind of outspoken against the company, and maybe partly why he hasn't found his way back in.
Oh no, he especially has like even when like he saw Carlito, a guy again that
one.
same era that came back. He's like
Carlito.
Hi, or even just for like a Rumble spot. He even mentioned of like I'll come back, just I'll pop in, you throw me out, I'm good.
I'm pretty excited about the idea of Carlito being in something like Carlito versus.
Did you?
Austin Theory would be lovely, I think.
Well, did you see him put out on Twitter of shout out to all the people online saying that I was in Orlando for NXT and everything. Guess I gotta watch to see if I'm doing anything cool while I'm on my flight out of like Kentucky or something like that. Like this man's on a plane watching SmackDown, and everyone's like, what?
Yeah, I got him to stop. There you go. Congratulations indeed on 1.3K. Thank you. I think this is kind words. 1.93 woo, like 93 million miles from the sun. Yeah, I like it. It took me a second to put it all together, but thank you.
Around is all around, Ricky. What?
Yeah, we just keep maintaining, folks, and when we couldn't do it without any of y'all. So we thank you so much. It's been a blast, a completely unexpected journey. Mox for the win, or Max for the win. Why did I say Mox?
I don't know how to make heads or tails of Tyrus here.
Tyrus and Adonis are going to take the W. I can't imagine the world champion not taking the W here.
Yeah, well, because you remember you're not a pro wrestling fan if you don't cheer for Tyrus here. Out here in the redneck Andre singlet here he's got the stars and stripes on the back and what looks like his fucking KFC order on his fucking front here.
It literally, like, it actually from the back, it looked like an old school King Kong Bundy.
Redneck Bundy out here. He's just gonna start biting the turnbuckles of. I thought this was a bucket of chicken.
Rich animal. All right. Ciampa is trying to get there, but he has a car wreck. That's not even talk about that. Yeah, no, that's not where we want to go. Keep your. By the way,
big dog. Yes, Joseph Parks is an agent backstage.
Yes, WWE. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, because it's like a basic WWE. Yeah, that's been a thing.
Yeah.
Good for
wait, Ira's not happy. Now I'm thinking Max is going to win. I want to change my vote. I feel like
that's fine. You can have that. I'll take.
These two are going to start beefing.
Well, that wouldn't be a bad match for a world title shot of. Again, this goes back to like what we talked about when you had like Seth and AJ team up. Of normally when you have a partner team up with the newly crowned, especially world heavyweight champion,
right?
They turn around and they turn on the champion because that's their way to get a shot of.
Absolutely,
I'll shot him. I'll cut him here. Of I'll take him while he's weak.
We need more collar and elbow tie-ups in all of wrestling. I'm just saying. It's just a nice way to get things going.
Slow motion shot that led into it.
Yeah, right. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Folks, I am going to step away for a moment. Big Nick's going to take you through the next few minutes.
Fair enough.
Have fun with Max or Valhalla here.
Not Valhalla. Is that Valhalla? No, we have not reached Valhalla. We have reached who Valhalla has done a good job of impersonating. But we're getting Max the Impaler versus Chris Adonis, aka Chris Masters. So think about this. We're getting Max the Impaler, aka Valhalla, versus Chris Masters right now in the first round, by the way, of the Crockett Cup. But we're already 2 hours in the show, and very much we're starting to get into more of the prominent matchups of, again, of a little bit on one hand of, do you really see the world champion and a guy that they're prominently featuring that's a top guy in their company losing in the first round? But it's the Crockett Cup. It's all about tag team wrestling instead of singles wrestling. So you never know. So who better than the tag stream champions cover this pod? But Tyrus looking see money. I like that. He just has Bud Light coming out of there. I get you. I did not know that Abyss is working in WWE. No, 100% of. Well, it's you always get interesting to notice guys or learn guys that are working backstage. Like obviously Jason Jordan's backstage as an agent in WWE. I think Jerry Lynn, because of the few times we've seen him on AEW as an agent in AEW. Abyss is an agent in WWE. Who was it? Well, Brian Kendrick, I think, was tried out, came back again, all of that. Like there's even a few guys that, to a certain vintage of wrestling fan, we even watched in the ring, and now they're the ones back working backstage and agenting matches and all of that. They're how Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson were. But I don't think Tyrus is as good as everyone thinks. Don't worry, Damien. No one thinks he's good. No one outside of Tyrus and Billy Corgan. So you're in good company when it comes to that. Yeah, I already got that one. I don't think Tyrus's tattoos are as good as he thinks either. Yeah, fair enough. Is that Valhalla? No, that's what Valhalla wanted to be. That's what we got as Valhalla is the wish.com Max the Impaler. Max the Impaler scales the hell out of me. Well, make sure you keep a nightlight on you can just keep up. We've got enough content. Damien, you just keep us on the constant feed. You just hit play constantly, the YouTube lights and everything. They'll scare off, the boogeymen, like the Boogeyman or Max the Impaler or anything like that. We got enough content. We'll just keep you covered all night long. Why? Pause. The main event is not even a tag team match. It's a singles match between EC3 and Silas Mason for the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. Well, I'm wondering when we're going to get to that main event, but that's going to be an interesting one because, got a little bit of the throwability there with Silas, but we've still also got. Can we all admit that Control Your Narrative just kind of never amounted to really much of anything outside of a little bit of some YouTube videos? Because what has EC3 done with that since, his monster turned around and signed back with WWE? And we've seen that person and that person sign here and sign there. Of Control Your Narrative, I feel like was a potential of a good idea that just got wasted fairly quickly. Here. Valhalla is a fucking jackalope. Oh, Michael, I love that. You're bringing back the jackalope. Can she beat the some people, please, and get some heat? Yes, the jackalope. That's 100% from now on what her name is, especially with me. She's goddamn jackalope. I love that. Christ, that popped me a little bit there. Remember, goddamn jackalope. Jason Jordan needs to come back and work with Chad Gable. Yeah, well, this thing called a neck injury, and a severe one at that. That's really kind of preventing that thing. So you can hope on one hand and sugar honey iced tea in the other and see which fills up quicker. Oh, Jimmy Crockett is rolling over in his grave at this Mega Crockett Cup show. I'm surprised you didn't go Davy Crockett. That would have been the better joke there. Oh, Davy Crockett. Jackalopes unite, form of and shape of. What are we, the fucking Jackalope Rangers now here? Ricky Morton should be embarrassed being part of this. Nah. He's one of those, if he's going to be tried and true, that's the thing, is like I said, if there's this weird hybrid when it comes to the NWA. You get a bit of a group that really still tries to stay holding fast to the lineage and the tradition and still keeping them as this old school style of wrestling. And then you have some stuff that's just like, you wouldn't even see this on a WWE universe mode. Like, they couldn't even make up this shit. It just goes way too far. So Max taking out the ref, that should be a DQ. She just assaulted the ref after she was assaulting Tyrus. But that should be a DQ, as the ref's just out here running like a chicken shit. And so James Mitchell has to come in and step in the between there. But no, if you assault the referee during the middle of a match, that should be a disqualification. Yeah. Wait, what the? They ended the match. Did they end it on a DQ? Like I said, did they end it on a count out here? What happened here? Disqualification. So okay, so they did actually. They listened. That's how you know they're tuning in. They turned around and ended this match. That's such a. So this gets into the problem that people have with Tyrus and stuff like that. Is this man wins a tag match, moving on to the Crockett Cup, to where he did maybe all of 3 moves. Granted, he's sweating like a fucking stuck pig. And they win on a disqualification because their opponent took out the referee. Not because of anything they did, not because of anything he did, not anything. Literally, their opponents just were stupid and attacked the referee. And that's how they won the match. But Tyrus is supposed to be out here looking like fucking bald Captain Insano, like with the stars and stripes. Like, this is why why it's hard to get over a guy like him, because you create so many scenarios that are so illogical that they do nothing but advantage him, and they pull you out of any sort of suspension of disbelief, of any sort of logical reasoning, that it's literally just, there's no way that this could have, that makes sense outside of bad booking. Hard to say, Nick. Surgery is such a risky business. A lot of guys have come back from that, but there are those who haven't. 100%. Well, then you get guys like Bobby Roode, who's gone through now his second at this point. That's a fact, money. Ricky Morton would be better off doing a salt commercial. Huh? Oh, how you doing? I am today, and boy, howdy, is she really trying to. She's got her set of lines that she had to remember, and she's writing them off. This, I'm sorry, Billy, but you've made enough money off of your music career and all of that. You don't need to keep putting out your little fantasies and your softcore or whatever the fuck out here and pretending it's professional wrestling. Like, keep your fantasies to yourself here, because this woman out here, it's hard to look at her from, the chest up, but she is not cutting a promo worth a damn, and everything she is saying is 100% of. I just need to say these lines and do a little bit of a head movement of its sub porn level acting here. And Billy is out here trying to put the TNA back into NWA. I feel like we get it, Billy. It's all good. Keep that in your private life. No one wants to see this. No one finds this compelling as professional wrestling here. Because Crockett Night 2. Crockett Cup Night 2. Trust me. Sorry. I almost slipped into something that I shouldn't have said there. We've got David Crockett here in the center here, and I was about to say, for those who know what I'm talking about, of this man looked like, what in the name of Art Modell do we have going on in the center here? What?
Art Modell. That's an intro for me. There you go.
Do you remember Art Modell when he was out there coming in? What's the weight on this guy?
What's with the Russian Natalia?
Bro, I said, Billy, keep your softcore porn habits to yourself. Like, we don't need to watch this.
EC3 versus the Thrill Billy coming up.
Absolutely. Well, I'm a
Joey Janela's older brother coming to the ring.
Pause here, but I'm going to take the Thrill Billy Silas Mason here. Why?
I'm going to take EC3.
You're down with Control Your Narrative?
Not really. Not usually. I don't control any narrative, especially on this channel. But, folks, we are rolling through NWA. We got another match coming up. And then I believe the main event is the last bracket match. So do not go anywhere. We will take a rating out of 10 at the end of the night. Do keep in mind we're back tomorrow for night 2 of the Crockett Cup and some other bonus content, most likely. Then we're here all week long, as we always are, for all the wrestling. Most weeks we go 7 days a week. Every once in a while we take a day off. But beyond that, folks, we cover more live wrestling than anybody else. So make sure you don't miss out. Make sure you're a part of the family. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe. We are growing at a wonderful pace. And we are flattered and humbled. But when you do offer up the positive vibes that we do in the wrestling world, it's a nice place to hang out for a little while. But here comes Mr. Control Your Narrative, EC3. He's got the National Heavyweight Championship over his shoulder, and he will put it on the line tonight against the Thrill Billy. Boston's got EC3. GC, the tricky part with GCW this week is it's on at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Well, me and Nick are going to talk when we get off stream tonight and see what we got up our sleeves. We might just throw, New Japan will have an opportunity to throw that on in the background as well. So we'll talk about it, Damien. EC3 for the win, says Christopher. Has Tyrus advanced to the Crockett Cup? Ronnie, welcome back. Yes. And Thrill Billy definitely has Brian Pillman vibes. That curly waterfall, the vest. He did advance. He advanced by DQ. EC3 for the win, says Mick as well. If Billy brings out Dixie Carter to interfere for her nephew, I will fall out of my chair. Having Dixie Carter come out would blow my mind. But we did just have... Sorry, I'm just getting the intros here. But we have had some all right wrestling. To me, this has been a very flat night, right? Like the in-ring, like there's not a whole lot that I'm going to remember tomorrow in-ring wise. It's unfortunate. Hailing from the narrative of the mind. Come on, EC3. Be better, do better. The narrative of the mind. EC3 should go to Impact and feud with Macklin. Interesting. A return to his old stomping grounds. I mean, that's where he had most of his success. I don't know. It feels like the wrestling world kind of forgot about EC3 in a big way. And of course, what happened with Control Your Narrative, where him and his buddies kind of had this idea until the WWE knocked on 2 doors, and now we're down to one man, only one man. Are you down with Masha Samovich and Rina Yamashita for the GCW World Championship. Damien, that sounds outstanding. Outstanding, right? Like those two ladies are going to tear it down. Ronnie's going with the Thrill Billy. All right, Ronnie. I like it. I like it. Does Freddie Prinze have enough money to buy them? I don't know. I would assume any type of acquisition like that, Unbroken, whether I know there's been a lot of talk about Freddie Prinze starting his own company, there is going to be required partners and investors. I don't think he'll have, I mean, even if he had it in the bank account as far as just equity and making it make sense, he's probably going to bring in some partners to pull that off. And listen, I'm all for it. If Freddie Prinze thinks he can put something of note together and offer another product, all the power to him. I remember when it was rumored that he wanted to sign Bray Wyatt, which I mean would be hilarious. That title looks like it was made out of paper. Yeah, Nick probably loves it. I get it. It's a classic belt. That's why it looks the way it does, but I don't love it. Aesthetically, it could probably use an upgrade. Where do they get these messed up names these days? What the hell is Thrill Billy? Shake my head. Thrill Billy's all right. You know, he's a hillbilly that likes thrills. Come on, big dog. Get with the times. Get with the times, buddy. No, I hear what you're saying, though. Huge drop kick. And legit landed on him, I think. EC3 not happy. Boston. How is that? Yeah, honestly, one of the most memorable things we've gotten tonight. To be honest, the most exciting this night has been so far for us was the 15 minutes we watched GCW. Hey, it's made out of bounty. The quicker picker upper. Show some respect. Us. EC3's done too much acid. Accusations Unbroken. Big shot by Thrill Billy. EC3 rolls back out for the second time. Crowd's lukewarm at the moment. Even as I always find the smaller venues like this, when the crowd's quiet, it's so obvious. Facts. I think I slipped into a coma 1 minute. I was hearing clowns winning a match. Next thing I know, I'm hearing there's a Thrill Billy. Big dog all over the place. What is fucking happening? What? Pause. Perfect. EC3. Puyo Del Mar, I think that's how you say it, used as a human shield right now by EC3. And then he goes for the shot to the face. Thrill Billy is a guy in a bar playing pinball at 4 a.m. in all denim. In all denim, Unbroken. I haven't heard such a messed up name like Thrill Billy since WCW introduced the Juicer. Some geek who thought he was Beetlejuice. I kind of remember that actually. But I don't know. What's wrong with Thrill Billy? Why are we hating on Thrill Billy? I think there's got to be worse out there. That's what we can do right now. We got 30 plus people hanging around. Send in your shitty wrestling names. Maybe tomorrow the Crockett Cup can be in the background while we all watch New Japan. Boston, you might not be wrong. You might not be wrong, my friend. Or maybe we'll see. Click that little bell so you know if we change the timing, if we change our programming. But Big Nick and I are going to talk about it. I will say this. I was a big advocate, easy for me to say, of NWA. I was a big fan. I liked the studio wrestling. Loved guys like LA Knight, pre-LA Knight. Murdoch. I thought what they did with Trevor Murdoch when he first won his title And, everybody was out and lifting them on their shoulders. Like I said, last year's Crockett Cup, where you had Briscoes and La Rebellion and a lot going on. I was a big advocate of it. I would jump on my these streams, and tell the world, you guys can't miss NWA pay-per-views. Week to week, Power can be a little slow, but it's designed that way, and I was okay with it. I enjoyed it, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. But the pay-per-views were good. When the guys got in the ring, when the girls got in the ring, they delivered. And in 2023, there's been a decline in NWA to the point where the last show, and maybe the last two, but I think just the last one for sure, we didn't cover it. We chose to cover, we made the choice to cover something else. Now we have this match going on. We have this night going on. Big fan of the Crockett Cup, big fan of tag wrestling. And there's just been nothing to really cheer about. Things are just happening. There's no real peaks and valleys to the show. Decent matches. Nothing was great. Nothing where we're sitting here telling the fans, like, hey, make sure you go back and see this match. So from that standpoint, I mean, I really like what NWA can do. I really hope they kind of figure it out, because I wouldn't say that this is my favorite night of wrestling. Big clothesline by EC3, though. Come on, Billy. At least give the crowd some free cars. Give them something. Make some noise. Get them alive. So are they actually... So are they giving an actual trophy to the winners of this tournament, or is the grand prize an ashtray? Big Dog is right with you. You're like, yeah, they get a trophy. No, hilarious. They get an ashtray and an old 1984 Firebird. Is Oshkosh by Kosh Denim no less? Okay. Scripts. Butch is a good one. Butch was like, what are we doing with Butch? I'll be happy regardless. We could be watching Barney wrestle Ronald McDonald for the Happy Meal title for all I care. Yeah, let's get Roman's Happy Meal title on the line. No, we joke, Boston. We joke all the time that, one day Nick and I are going to just be sitting here doing the Antique Roadshow, just because we like coming on and doing the streams. We like being live with the folks and shooting the shit. And we really enjoyed the little family that we've started to grow here. And it's been it's fun. As you can see, we're slightly addicted to it. With Double Trouble. Don't know the context there, Mick. Sorry, maybe try again. Who do you think takes Tyrus NWO 10 pounds of gold? Damien, good question. Chris Adonis looks like he might end up being the next challenger. Could he do it? He could. I don't even really know who's like floating around that picture right now. You already have EC3 with a belt. Trevor Murdoch's in a tag team now. He's been up and down that road. It might be Adonis. Adonis might be the best option, maybe because he's the next option. EC3 giving the manager, Poyo, some more shit. I think I'm saying that right. Haven't had a friend named Scripps or Butch since kindergarten. I'm broken. I wish I was in your kindergarten class. What about this team calling themselves Best Friends? Come on, dude. Do you know what tag team name I absolutely hate? The Workhorsemen. And I get what they're going for, but I think they should just change it. Because the minute you hear it, you think Horseman. You're like, wait, what? I don't like that name. It's one of those grind my gear tag names. The name of the game is Wrestling, not Sweet Valley High. Do I hate the name Best Friends? I don't know if I hate it. I mean, they're best friends. I'm okay with that. More of the whole overall gimmick bothers me than their actual naming. But yeah, they could be something else. I've been saying for a year, you should, when Trent shaved his head, should have turned him heel instantly. But I think Trent could be a heel. I think he could be a talented guy that we see in really good matches. I hope Barney wins with interference from the Teletubbies. Gets a big W over Baby Bop. Unbroken. There you go. Nah, broken. Ronald wins with help from Grimace. There you go. For the McNugget Championship. Speaking of the McNugget champion.
Speaking of McNuggets, but what are we out here talking about? A baby bottle pop, baby bottle pop.
Yeah, someone said, they don't care if we're on here watching Barney wrestle. They just like coming here.
I mean, fair enough. We've joked about being out here covering the Antique Roadshow and everything like that.
Simpatico, folks. We're like a married couple. It's ridiculous.
Unfortunately. So who pitches and who catches? Why?
But just remember, the catcher throws it back, bro. Come on now.
That's the best comeback I have ever heard for that question.
As JR would say, Nick.
That is the best comeback.
As JR would say, Nick, quick as a hiccup. Right? I'm not wrong.
We're out here. We're Paul Heyman and Jim Ross on commentary, I feel.
Right. That's fine. That's fine.
Right.
I get to throw the ball too, don't I? No. Anyway, moving on.
You want to throw my balls around.
Right? See, when I say moving on, it's that one extra sentence. I hope LA Knight wins Money in the Bank. A good topic right now.
So do we.
I still think it might be Logan Paul, but I prefer LA Knight. But Logan Paul could be really interesting for me.
Oh, well, that's the thing is I think it's going to be one of those where there's a couple people in the match that you really think could win it versus what you've seen at times to where it's only really one to maybe two people in it that you think are going to win it.
No, in that regard, could you see Ricochet winning it? I think he is there for the spots. That's fine. Logan Paul, if he gets in, would be a possibility. Rumors of Dom Mysterio making it, and people like, you should win it. I'm like, hold your fucking horses.
Well, I could see all of them being in it. If we're getting Dom, Ricochet.
What the fuck was that? Low blow.
Bro. If we're getting LA Knight, if we're getting Logan Paul, I think Ricochet's odds start to diminish. Dominic Mysterio's odds start to diminish 100%.
And he's leaving.
Why?
Sorry. It's this weird thing that every time EC3 lands a move or two, he goes out and like harasses the manager.
It's this.
Oh, he kicked her. Puyo down. I'm trying to get jazzed. I can't.
Don't worry. I was trying to figure out if that was Nicki Minaj prosthetic posterior right there. So.
Oh, 1, 2, 3. EC3 with the roll up and roll out. He is done.
1, 2, 3.
So Thrillbilly takes the loss after kicking Puyo in the face.
The Kentucky Waterfall loses.
Fun fact.
So
EC3.
Is EC3 the last remaining entity of Control Your Narrative?
Yeah, they left him. They just upped like. At first, it was like, there's 3 of us, and we're going to do our own thing, and we got this. And then the phone rang, and one of them went back, and it was like, all right, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And then the phone rang, and then he started putting out those stories on Twitter and Instagram of like, nobody loves. He was like Charlie Brown, poor like, oh.
Well, I thought that at one point they had their own little like kind of training academy, and good googly moogly, this person's selling this fucking bump like they died. Like, did they like someone poke them with a stick? Make sure they're still breathing here.
Thank you, Jordan. JD Drake is a very underrated big man. I'm not saying JD Drake isn't, even though I don't know if he's underrated.
You're just jealous of him because of fucking Alley Catch.
Oh, snap. But
I called you on it.
I hate the Workhorsemen as a tag team. We were talking about bad wrestling names or tag team wrestling names, and I don't like the Workhorsemen. The Workhorses, maybe? Wait, he walked out on her.
Well, not only walked out on her, but walked over her.
Walked over. Bye, Felicia.
Right.
I think Trevor still drives a Firebird. Probably a T, like the T-back fucking Firebird.
Oh no! If we're talking about Trevor Murdoch, no, he drives a Ford F-150.
You think? Okay.
Oh yeah, he's Rock, Flag, and Eagle. If we're talking about Corey and Trevor from Trailer Park Boys, that's a different story. If we're talking about Trevor Murdoch, 100%, he drives a goddamn Ford F-150. Wow.
Everybody check the expiration. There's no matter how old it is, going where it needs to go.
Exactly.
Pause.
Why?
Vitamins help. I thought EC3 played the Hamburglar, or was that Jerry Lawler?
Lawler.
I don't know. Now you're tripping me out. Google that, fact checkers.
Lawler.
We appreciate the dedication, my friends. Boston, we appreciate the fans' dedication. The only reason why we're here is people like yourself and, you know, everybody else that popped up here tonight and every night make this all possible.
My friend, we'll meet again. It's been a while. Where should we begin?
You break into larger than life.
Forever. Oh, so we're getting La Rebellion versus Flip Gordon and good old, what's his name?
Psycho Boy Fodder.
Psycho Killer.
Speaking of funny wrestling names, Psycho Boy Fodder.
I didn't know Ghost was coming out here to perform.
Right, but listen, La Rebellion is badass. They're vets. They were in the finals last year. My memory as I sit here, I'm trying to remember if they've ever won this tournament. Former NWA tag title holders. They are currently world champions in NWA right now as well. Amazing. An outstanding team. I've been looking forward to seeing them all night. I think they're going to go far in this tournament.
Fair enough. Well, I guess also, by the way, shout out to Danny Math and Sean Donovan, who Flip Gordon and Fodder beat that. Unless they had it on the pre-show, I guess we very much missed it.
What?
No, they had earlier. They had first round matchups, and then
some people had to qualify to get in, and I think they did it like on their weekly show or maybe on a couple pre-show matches. I don't know.
Yeah,
but if you look at the bracket,
a pre-show before this, because like I said, we had the 16 seed go over the 17 seed, like all sorts of stuff like that. Of like we had qualified, we had playing games that we missed.
Now we're getting another promo. North Carolina.
Go on. Take your shirt off, whip it around your hand, spinning like a helicopter. North Carolina, come on and raise up.
Funny shit.
Hey, look at they have belts that almost look like the World Heavyweight Championship belt.
Those are very yellow. Yeah, very yellow.
In the center of it.
I like those belts.
You would, because they look like a fucking Fabergé egg.
See, that's what it is. You don't like the etching. You don't like the. I see what your issue is. See, I like the classic belts, like Big Goldie and that with that like etching to it.
No. Well, you can't compare even those to Big Goldie.
I mean, as far as the design work goes, I think.
Big Goldie, it blended, it worked, it moved.
Okay.
It was still the same. It was 100%. It was smooth. It was clean. It was professional. This shit looks like if you took your fucking wrappers from your Cadbury eggs and just put it around your belt, around your fucking pants, and just said, "I'm a world champion." That's what this fucking shit looked like.
And that obnoxious bright yellow on the new belt doesn't give you that vibe too, like a candy bar wrapper, like it's a fucking crunchy or some shit.
But so you're telling me that it's super different than the other belts that they had?
No, it's not different at all, other than
the ugly yellow. The thing. So I already like the other belt. So what makes me think that I'm going to turn around and dislike this belt? It's just the same belt in a different colorway.
Yeah, but I think the new colorway is a little off-putting.
I'd take a new colorway that's not great versus a fucking shit title that looks like it's got a tramp stamp, like it went on spring break in fucking Tijuana. That's what that happened. Is that was the Big Goldie went on spring break and everything, and ended up coming back home with a tramp stamp. The new World Heavyweight Championship.
Right. it's the the Big Goldie's daughter went off to spring break and came back with a tramp stamp.
Yeah, it's the
Wait,
it's the Seth Rollins and pregnant. What?
Flip Gordon's out here.
Yeah.
Partnerless, no music.
Don't worry, he's gonna get Adam Cole, the referee, here to be his partner.
Adam Cole.
Tell me that doesn't look like him in about 10 years.
I give it 5.
No, he'd have to put on some weight too and maybe grow a couple inches.
That was a horrible finish to a championship match. That's what I mean. This night's been kind of like meh, right? You get your world champion in a tag match with Chris Adonis, who's potentially his next challenger. That match ended like meh. The match itself was meh. The last match was meh. The ending was meh.
That's the problem with NWA is you're either in for some really good wrestling or you're in for some really meh.
My favorite thing of the night was Ricky Morton turning heel.
How sad is that?
Right? Like
that's your favorite thing is a member of the former Rock and Roll Express turning heel in 2023.
Right? He's approximately 67 years old, 72 years
old.
I
was going to say, Jim Cornette would be rolling in his grave, but instead he's rolling over in Castle Cornette right now.
Right.
That's the biggest thing that happened. That's the best thing, the most entertaining thing.
Bestia 666 has been around so long. He was in Urban Wrestling with Eddie Kingston. Yeah, no, he goes way back. And that was one of the things we talked about when I interviewed Grim Reefer, C Money. So yeah, definitely cool. Like those guys were pit bulls coming out of there too. Like that's not your run of the mill learning ground. It was back in the day, and those guys were out there killing each other. It was a grind to get out of there. So yeah, no, he goes way back.
Fair enough. But anyways, what in the name of defense was that of Flip Gordon there? It was like, I'm gonna just backsplash the whole time of just backdrop, and kip up. Like, you could unreach me.
Right. I do want to remind the fans right now that we do have a tag match happening, but Flip Gordon is by himself against La Rebellion, your world tag team title holders.
La Resistance lives on. Yes,
I don't know why
we have a 2-on-1 match.
I automatically La Rebellion. It comes out of my mouth semi-French. Guy in my head, it's French more.
La Rebellion.
La Rebellion. I can't help. Final match of the night, Nick.
Hallelujah.
Unbroken. It doesn't say. Yeah, maybe. Unbroken. It doesn't say much about the singles championship. Yeah, I mean, again, that's where people think, oh, you don't want Tyrus as champion because of his politics and his stand. No, I think he's just not good. Like, I think he's shit in the ring. I think he's slow. Wrestling. Like Nick said, he was dying. He was sucking pond water, and he did a grand total of 3 moves, and 2 of them were punches.
Right. He did 2 moves. One was get into the ring, one was get out of the ring. And this man was already breaking a fucking sweat.
He did 2 moves, but we had to count getting in and getting out.
Right.
I like it. Fucking hilarious.
But that's the thing is, like I said, NWA has so much potential to have really good wrestling, and they just don't do it. Like, it almost at this point feels like they're actively trying to not have good wrestling matches. Like, you have so many people there that you should be able to, and they like almost go out of their way to not do it.
Right. We got a double V trigger essentially, and Flip Gordon's not having a good night. We're just waiting for somebody to show up and help him.
Now, who would be the mystery partner?
This is a good question. I'd actually have to put some thought. Mick, high five. Well, maybe not a high five, but shout out. What is your favorite Impact Wrestling music? Like the Impact, like as far as a wrestler on Impact, I mean, listen, I'm gonna give total kudos, and you guys are gonna laugh at me, but big shout out to Mickey James for what she did with, her hardcore country and vamping that up. But Joe Hendry, it's got to be right now. I believe in Joe Hendry.
That's very much a contention. I almost passed by that. I was going to say Rosemary because I almost
Rosemary.
No one.
Yeah.
And all that.
Sammy Callahan hits hard.
Yeah. So now do we go back into the old school because like you had Team 3D, or even with Bully Ray, he might still use it now instead of the get up to where WWE used the bomb.
Yeah, right.
Look out! It was the knockoffest of knockoffs. Or even Kurt Angle because Pac Angle there or Perk Angle.
Oh, you're going Pac, eh? Yeah.
In Impact of a lot of people, almost you could almost put that as 1A, 1B to his theme of than the Fed. So
KJ, you're not French, or else you would have surrendered. Oh, VG, I almost called him VG. VHS. You're probably right. Never mind.
He's Quebecois.
Yeah, I don't got a whole lot of French in me. That's for sure. Well, Ricky doing his Big Show impression.
Who?
I don't know. Ricky Morton.
If you don't know, I really don't.
I really don't know. I was only joking anyways, big dog. But the fact that Roman hasn't beaten Seth in a championship match, Seth owns him in that regard. There you go. Help us give the guy holding the other belt, owns the other guy technically.
Well, that will make for a really interesting Survivor Series match when you have champion versus champion.
Fair enough.
Oh my God! It's like they know what the fuck they're doing when they book.
I would, and to be perfectly honest with you, Nick, I love old school Survivor Series. It was my favorite. Like one of my favorite things on the calendar was Survivor Series. If you had Seth put a team together and you had Roman put a team together, I like that better than champion against champion straight up. I just don't need it. Like I like the gimmicky side of Survivor Series. I miss it.
Fair enough. You're gonna get, I could see it with, Team Roman versus Team Seth and all of that.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad show. Granted, I feel like you might have a lot of Samoans on Team Roman.
Yeah, you should.
Well, and that,
you had a lot of clowns on Team
still lies of what happens with Jey Uso,
right?
Even Roman at the end of that promo, because even Heyman asked him, "My tribal chief, what about Jey?" Jey will do what he always does: fall in line.
That's That's such a compelling part of this story, Nick, is that everyone's like, oh, they're done. Roman isn't done. Roman is just administering tough love. Like you said, he'll fall back in line now. Now, that's not what's going to happen, I don't believe. None of us believe that. But this speaks to good storytelling. So I know people want to foo-foo the whole Roman thing, but come with me for a second. What we got in that 50-minute span last night was better than anything else we saw this week, for sure. Now, the layers to it. It would have been simple if it was just, that happens. It goes down like that, and now there's a division in the bloodline. They all hate each other. That would be the easy way to go. But for Roman to say what he said, wait a minute. Roman's not done with the Usos. Roman's just wants the respect he believes he deserves. He's arrogant, and he's so arrogant. Oh, I'm not done with them. They're not done with me. I love it. I love it. I think it's so well put together.
Samoans have layers. Ogres have layers.
Okay.
What about Puffy? Everybody like Puffy. But yeah, no, 100%. But I still think it was so great. That whole moment of literally bit by bit, almost every 2 minutes, I feel like he would time it, was another cinematic turn was just a master class in storytelling, especially when it comes to not even pro wrestling of drama. Like if you like a show like Game of Thrones, The Sopranos, fucking anything like that, that was good storytelling across the board.
Right.
And even then, Roman pulls Jimmy in and no. I knew it was you, Fredo. I knew it was you.
Yeah, man. Right. That was beautiful. It was well done because you go on the twists and turns. Flip Gordon with a double blockbuster as he continues to fight alone. against La Rebellion here. And in our main event tonight,
he is La Resistance against La Rebellion.
Oh, wait. He's limping, but he's here.
What?
She's got the psycho stick. I got the psycho stick.
I know I can win once. I can win twice. I got the psycho stick.
Oh,
he's out here with Velvet Sky, so he might have the magic stick too.
Velvet Sky swinging the psycho stick. Now, is this a DQ?
Should be.
We just saw a DQ 2 matches ago for less.
Well, because of a fucking ref bump. That should be a disqualification, sir. When did this become a no disqualification match?
Now they're arguing.
And the rest acknowledging it and sitting there saying, no, give me that. Oh, showing it off. No, that should be a disqualification.
Right, and that's what I said earlier. The difference was now they're arguing. The ref's getting rid of
Max the Impaler's backstage, just raising all sorts of hell. What the fuck?
This is bullshit. Hey, Vampiro!
What?
Vampiro! Choke slam! Yes, Vampiro, you heard me correctly.
What? This man's put in more work in NWA in fucking 30 seconds than he did in his entire time during fucking Triple Mania.
Big splash.
I was waiting for him to call it off and just be like, no, I need a break. I need to walk off.
Right? We get a 3 count, folks. La Rebellion, thanks to Vampiro, takes that dub.
And literally plays the air guitar as he pins. So... You had him come out with the kendo stick and all of that, which should have been a disqualification, and we don't acknowledge that. We then have Vampiro here just playing under Riro, I guess, instead of Undertaker, choke slamming everybody, all of that.
Right.
1, 2, 3, and we all go home happy.
That's it. It was a good match, though. I thought overall that was kind of a good match, back and forth. You're obviously building this angle with Vampiro, I guess. I didn't hate it all, Nick. It was one of the better things on the show tonight. Flip did a good job.
Fair enough. To me, it was just a little bit overbooked, but I do like how, I guess, with the way at times of how they have their hard cam set, if somebody's walking up the ramp, they walk into the hard cam. So you just kind of get shadows and you kind of get them sauntering away. But yeah, a little overbooked to me. I feel like, granted, though, you're pigeonholing or at least earmarking who's going to be the favorite for this tournament, if not in the finals.
Yeah, and I mean, we already kind of have a feeling that the Rebellion was going to go deep in this tournament. I figure if you're going to put Tyrus and Chris Adonis in together, they're going to go through pretty far. I can't imagine them being an easy out. Yeah, I mean, we've already, we've made our move forward. So coming back for tomorrow night, we will get into the semifinals of the Crockett Cup. An interesting night tonight. I mean, like I said, comparing it year to year, last year's night one had us buzzing. We had some really good bangers, worth talking about, worth tuning in for. One of those shows where when you're talking to one of your wrestling friends, you're like, hey, you got to check this one out.
Right.
Tonight's not that.
No. No. We are the show. No. The NWA. No. Us. Yes.
Right. So we had Blunt Force Trauma advance. We had Aries and Toxin advance. We had Rofo the Clown and Yabo the Clown advance.
And
somehow
this is the National Wrestling Alliance, folks. This is the same promotion that had Ric Flair, had Harley Race, had Dusty Rhodes out here, the World Heavyweight Champion, baby.
Right.
And we're having Pogo, we're having Yakko and Wacko, the fucking clowns, moving on here.
Right. I feel like the Immortals moved on as well.
We had
And
the Gods of War.
What's that?
We had the Gods of War move on.
Yeah, the Gods of War, they moved on. The Mortons moved on as well, and the Rebellion move on. So we're down to 8 teams, I believe.
Yes.
So the quarterfinals, if I misspoke and said semis the last time. Folks, that was an interesting night. If you did watch NWA, I would love to hear your rating out of 10. How did you feel about it? What were your thoughts on the overall show? Anything stand out? Anything that you liked more than anything else? We are all ears. What does this say? They should have split up the 2 titles that Reigns already had. You know what? Seeing that new title, Nick, made me think you were right, and he should have just kept the first 2 he had.
I just want to clip that moment right before what he said after he said the first 2 he had, and I want that as like a ringtone. You know what, Nick? You were right. And I'll just keep that as a ringtone and all of that.
Right. What do we got else? Have him drop 1 to Cody. Yeah, I don't think I'll finish the question first before I answer.
Yeah.
But the other to Seth. Probably problem solved, and all this.
Oh, you missed the bada bing.
The bada bing. Sorry, bada bing,
yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom. No, I see. To me, him losing the belts separately like that is going to tarnish. Like, it's going to take away from what you have here. It's going to be one big win, whether he has 2 belts or not.
Well, and I think that's why it almost helps if that they at least unified them. So now, if somebody beats Roman, you won a belt versus 2 belts, and then we need to split the belts of like what we already have with the tag belts of we need to split the belts. The lore and the lineage is when you get into the weird hairy situation if you're a super wrestling nerd and all of that. But I think combining them wasn't a bad idea. I think what's the next challenger for Roman outside of maybe Jimmy?
I mean, the lineup is long. I think you have enough turnaround for Roman for a long time. You know,
that they could make a credible threat. You could see as a credible threat.
I think they have a lot of options in that regard. I mean, you have someone like Karrion kicking around. You have people that you could potentially revisit. And yeah, you have a lot of time to kill here for Roman. I think Roman might step away at times. We're going to see him on a couple pay-per-views, but then he's going to go quiet for a little bit. We're going to stretch this out because right around January, we're going to start talking about Cody Rhodes. So we got time.
Adrenaline in my soul. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang.
Bada bang.
As I said, Big Dog turned it into a DDP. Make you feel the bang.
Right. 4 out of 10 clowns, says Damien. Okay. 4 memes out of 10 clowns. Mimes. Memes. I was thinking the wrestler memes.
All I can picture now is just Krusty singing "Sedid the Clown." Better, I'm gonna be a fucking ICP. I'm gonna be down with the clown.
I thought you were gonna start singing "What is a Juggalo?" There we go.
What is a Juggalo?
10
knows what a Juggalo is apparently.
Right. 10 plus from Mick. Roman versus AJ Styles is a great angle. I like it.
Do you see AJ winning?
Yes. Really? You can't see anybody winning. Anybody that beats Roman is going to end up being like a holy shit moment. Like, oh, we didn't see that coming. It doesn't matter who you line up against Roman. Roman's the favorite. Roman's the fucking Harlem Globetrotters. They're,
everybody's the Washington Generals. Yeah.
Yeah, right. They're due. I thought they were due.
1,000 to 1 odds. I thought they were due.
Right. I give this show a 3 out of 10, and that's generous. Was there any uptick for anybody that did watch NWA? Did you have any uptick moments where you're like, oh, maybe the ending? I thought Vampiro got a bit of a pop.
Was it the clowns?
The clowns? I mean, that was a weird spot.
Did that turn people away?
Maybe. Can see an OC heel turn soon, Chamber says. I don't know.
Are you talking about Orange Cassidy?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Or the OC with Mission and the Good Brothers and AJ Styles.
I felt like AJ was being a little heelish when he first made his return, but then he went into that angle with Seth. He had to kind of play it a little more to the aggressive heel side of things.
Yeah, but I think now he's got to be the babyface because especially Roman's the top heel.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, the OC could definitely play heels. We're not doing a whole lot with the Good Brothers. I'd like to see a little more out of them.
Right.
Money in the Bank winner can cash in on any champion interim undisputed. ICUS. Yes, we saw that last year.
Yeah,
Where
we saw that with Austin Theory,
yeah,
unfortunately.
fuck, yeah. I'd rather them just go after the main belt. Doesn't it make any sense? Like, if you want a prize and they put a board in front of you and said, you can have anything you want on this board. You can have $10, $100, $10,000, $1 million. I'm pretty sure nobody at any point is going to go, I'll take the $10,000.
Yeah, but if you have to beat Roman Reigns to get the $1 million, you might change your shit around a little bit.
Right.
You might be like, nah, you can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
Yeah, you got to survive this firing squad if you want the $1 million.
Right. You got to take 2 spears and 4 Superman punches and kick out.
Yeah. And that's maybe the argument of like, well, Baron Corbin and Ali are in it. They could challenge the NXT champion. Like, I don't like it.
No.
Fuck off.
Oh, I like this. I like the reference too, because I get this. This is ICP reference. Magnets, how do they work? Science, bitch.
Homies. I have a feeling of who might it be, even though I don't want it to be, but he ignores his doctor's suggestion. Will it be Randy Orton? He owes Reigns a receipt. No.
What receipt is that?
I think it's Cody, guys. I'm not going back.
No one takes the belt off Roman until Cody.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I think you can bring Randy back and do something cool with him. But in the meantime, right? I mean, let Randy continue to work and be in the gym and feel healthy and feel good. If there's no rush for him to get back, I mean, sign me up for Cody versus Randy at some point for sure.
Oh, yeah. It would be a good match, but I honestly don't even think of even Randy right now. If there was no issues with, I guess, a doctor's clearance or anything like that, if that's even actually legit or anything, I still don't think he would show up and take the belts off Roman.
Yeah,
it is Cody and Cody alone.
I really haven't been watching NWA since Aldis left. I think prior to Aldis leaving, that was when the transition or this change into 2023 for NWA kind of started taking place, and I believe that Aldis was a byproduct and why he ended up saying, no, I don't want to be a part of this. And yeah, I mean, you haven't missed much, Chambers. We skipped a pay-per-view, and as the channel that watches more live wrestling than anyone else, it's rare when we just opt out of something. And for that, we just couldn't do it. We couldn't justify it based on the card on paper, Nick.
Oh, I think Aldis was very much, he was the last kind of, I don't want to say straw that broke the camel's back, but I think he was the last, rat off the ship, no pun intended, to where he was the last kind of beacon of hope leaving that. And that was your clear sign of this ship is starting to sink, I feel.
Right? No, you're not wrong. This is a funny comment as far as WWE did post a new lineage table starting with Roman. Not sure why.
Did they? I haven't seen that.
They're starting brand new lineage with this belt. I mean, interesting. When did the fans get so caught up in like lineage and like I don't remember, like, even as a teenage wrestling fan, of like me and my friends being like, dude, what's the lineage of this belt?
You want to know why? Because they only had one
belt. Yeah, fair enough.
One belt.
But I just like,
you didn't have 4 belts,
right? Like, wrestling fans nowadays debate some of the weirdest shit, like who's doing this. I didn't give a fuck who wrote the show. Well, we knew when it was Russo, but other than that, we didn't give a fuck. It's such the funny things to bring up. And I'm not saying that anyone here did that, but it just makes me laugh, right? Like, I don't care what the lineage of the belt is. I just want the current belt to be in a good angle. That's my hope. I don't give a fuck either way.
I just want the current product to be in a good spot.
Yeah, amen.
Whether it's for the belt or not, just give me a good product.
Right. Big Dog says revamp Gallows and Anderson as the Bash Brothers and let them tear it down.
Do they come out in the Mighty Ducks jerseys too, or do they come out in the USA jerseys?
I like that. I like the USA jerseys, but go that classic Mighty Duck with the Jason duck shaped mask. I like it.
No, you gotta go the Bombay, the green,
like the jumping duck, the
little duck with the fucking
Mr. Duckworth, quack quack quack, yeah. Mr. Duckworth.
Oh, trust me, I've very much said if we are 100% the Wrasslin Bash Brothers when it comes to this shit.
I fucking dig it. I'm okay with that. How long has Camille been? Pardon. Pause. I think he meant champion. There we go. That's the rest of that one.
Like explain yourselves, fool.
It's like 460 something days, 450 plus. I can't give you the exact number, but she's on a tear.
Yeah, she's on a Roman Reigns streak here.
And then she doesn't really have a whole lot of challenge. Like we saw 8 women tonight. Who's going to take it?
I was thinking of more of a House Angels look for Gallows Man. And they just come out with you done it now. You gonna made a big mistake.
They come out looking like the Disciples of Apocalypse.
Oh, the fucking The funny thing is, there's maybe 2 to 3 people besides us that are getting that reference.
Funny as shit. That's the first visual I got was these 2 big bald guys. Like,
yeah, you say Hell's Angels and everything like that. Granted, I see enough of them around me, but I'm still thinking of Biker Taker of you done it now. You gonna made a big mistake.
Unbroken says Camille reminds me of a fish called Wanda. I don't get that totally. I know the movie. I'm trying to think.
I think on that note, it might be time to.
I think it might be time.
So long, farewell. Saying goodbye.
I bet Gallows not too shabby. All right, that's about it, folks. I feel good with that.
My point is, aces and 8s sucked, is what Daniel's going on about. So they took your DOA and just said, "I'll see you DOA and raise you aces and 8s." I'll call your bluff with aces and 8s.
This is what I elicit right at the end of the show. We're going to end on a positive note tonight. My point is just sucked. Look, it's the same thing though, right? Big Dog. Oh, I remember DOA. He's Skull. Yeah. I love it.
We need Garrett Bischoff out here. And Wes Briscoe.
Anyway, folks, with all that being said, you know the deal. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. As we always remind you, we watch more live wrestling than any other channel out there. We appreciate you guys being here on a Saturday night. Like we always say, sometimes the wrestling sucks, and tonight was a 3. But we never do. And that's it, folks. We enjoy all these streams. Check out all our links below. Go get yourself a t-shirt or a hoodie. Be a part of the family. Make sure you tell all your friends about us. If you know anybody that's a wrestling fan, if you're anywhere that they're talking about wrestling, let them know about the Wrestling for Life Network. Do them a service. Make them happier people. Bring joy into their life with Big Nick and I. But that's all I got, buddy. It was a bit of a flat Crockett Cup tonight, but we will be back at it tomorrow.
Absolutely, and hopefully that will deliver. But our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is authentic. When you're talking about the wrestling, you better put that 4 live with it. Bye.
That's it, folks. Come back for night 2 and more tomorrow. See you on the flip side.